Hello, gentlemen. Welcome to this stream. A stream about a game. Now, this young game existed far beyond the time of you and I, when fairies roamed the land and ogres owned and slayed those in their path. A game called Forza Motorsport. Now, this game being so old, it is understandable that it does not hold up to the test of time. It has bugs, issues, and jank that you could expect of a game from the negative 16th century. Which is why it's quite surprising that it came out last year. So let's take a look at what's happened in the past year and find out what the fuck went wrong. Well, I mean, we know the answer already, 1,000 times over. But I haven't done it in person on stream before. So let's take a look at that. I bought Forza Horizon 5 last year through Microsoft Store for €70, the completed deluxe edition, and it still felt like I got ripped off. Well, you did. You bought a 2-year-old game for full price. Why didn't you just get like a CD key for like £30 or something? I don't fucking know. But yeah, you just bought a sandbox game. It's you know, there's not a lot of game to a modern Forza title. You're kind of gonna make a game out of it yourself. But in order for that to happen, the game has to work, and that's not something they're very good at nowadays. But after a year, surely it's bound to be better. Right? Right? Well, that's what we're here to find out. I'm booting it up right now, and in fact, while I'm booting it, I'll introduce you to the first problem that I have. So, Forza Motorsport, I'm booting it up right this second. Now, here it is loading, and I want you to pay attention to one issue that I have with Forza Motorsport. So it's launching. Yep, here we go. And give it a minute. Thank you for installing Forza Motorsport. We're sorry, but it looks like you may be unable to launch the game due to the following. Hard drive type HDD does not meet requirements SSD. This game's installed on an SSD. So I don't know what the fuck it's talking about. But I'm about 99,000% positive that this is definitely on my SSD. So I ignore warning and let's see if it launches. Immediately. It launches immediately. That is not a problem at all. Hello? Oh, there we go. It's good. We're fine. Fucking hell! I genuinely thought it was about to crash. We just started stream. If that crashed, then it knows what's coming. It knows what's coming. What did I miss? The stream just started, so not much. Do you have an HDD in your system? No, I do not. I have 2 SSDs. So I don't know what the fuck it's on about. Racing Game of the Year 2023. Oh, well, yeah, of course. So it's an award winner for a reason. Did you test your SSD? Maybe it's slow for some reason? Well, it's working. It said it wouldn't boot the game, but it booted. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe your SSD identifies as an HDD. Well, I guess you can be whatever you want to be nowadays, huh? Do you have an STD? Now that is something I have yet to invest in. The game is still loading. It does take a while. There we go. And now we can get into the goodies.
Bouncy Aris is my son. I'm proud of him.
Aw, that's so nice of you. I'm proud of him too. If you're proud, I'm proud. That's the way we're running today. Oh my god. My Google is lagging like shit right now. For some reason, having Forza Motorsport open means I can have nothing else open on my PC. So, if the music starts to stutter, I'm gonna have to just turn it off. It's gonna be a musicless stream. Giving you a heads up now. So, welcome to Forza Motorsport. This game came out, was it October 5th, I believe, last year. I uploaded my YouTube video on the topic on October 8th. And that is a couple of days, about a week away from now, roughly speaking. Not next Tuesday, but the next after. So, a lot has changed, has it, or hasn't it, in the past year. There has been a monthly update every month since the game came out, so that will total to 11 currently, 12 soon. The 12th update has yet to come upon us. So, I'm going to dive into some of the things that I talked about in my video a year ago to see how different the things are between then and now. And I'm also going to touch on a couple of the patch notes that have existed since then and things they have added into the game to see if there's any redeeming qualities to this game compared to when it was new. Because when it was new, I gave it a very, very scathing review. I think I'm pretty sure I literally slapped this thing a 3 or 4 out of 10. And since then, I will say, just to be clear, eating the mic again. How am I eating the mic? Turn the game up, please. Oh, okay, no problems. How is it too loud? I'm on the minimum gain setting. Well, I'm not anymore, just to make that very clear. I don't. What is this better? People are going to tell me this is too quiet. You realize that? I'm going to put it here, and people are going to say, "No, that's too quiet. It's too quiet." Fine, it's going here, and you don't have the right to complain anymore. Too loud. Okay, right. That's good. That's good. That's what I wanted to hear. That's exactly. Mike seems different than usual. What the fuck do you want from me? I'm putting it right about there. Now. Hello everybody, I am narrating this very clearly into the microphone. If there's a problem, please let it be known now, because it will be a fucking catastrophe otherwise. Can you hear me very clearly, as I'm speaking very clearly currently, right in front of the microphone? It's crispy, it's too quiet. Your problems with loading is probably because you bought it on Steam. No, I didn't. This is on the fucking Microsoft Store. It is not on Steam. I had Steam open in the background, but that's not where I bought the game. I don't trust you guys. I had Steam open in the background, but that... Why is it so crispy? That's not where I bought the game. Why is it so crispy? I don't trust you guys. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Can you hear me? Whoa. Me very clearly, as I'm speaking very clearly currently, right in front of the microphone. Why is the game running at like 3 FPS in the background? What the fuck is this? Your problems with loading is probably because you bought it on Steam. No, I didn't. What is this? Why is this happening? Give me a second. Motherfucker. I swear, is this game like... You know why I said my Google was like dying because I have Forza Motorsport open? Watch it actually be killing my fucking microphone too. This goddamn game, bro. I'm gonna turn off... Hold on. Give me a second. Don't worry. Stop panicking. There we go. I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do this. Right. You might think this is a disaster. Watch this. You ready? Ready? Boom! Yeah! Yeah, look at that. Okay, see? Everything's fine now. Right? Is there a good frame rate coming through the stream? And am I speaking like a princess? My volume is a little high. I can turn that down. There you go. How about now? Would you say that if I have my mic set to here, that this is clear? Am I too quiet or what? You know, tell me. What do you think? Maybe it's your PC then. We do this every stream. I think we do this every stream. If it sounds good now, better. What about the frame rate? Is the frame rate good? Is just Google dying? I can close it. I can close it. Look at that. Who needs Google, bro? Nuh-uh, not me. Close. That's right, baby. It looks and sounds the same. Your chat's just geeking. What? It sounds the same. That's a bad thing. It's still crispy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. You ready? Ready? Oh, fix everything. Boom. How about that? How good's that? That clear? Am I clean now? It looks like it should be. That sounds pretty good. That sounds good. Yeah? Frame rate was always fine. That's good. I can't hear shit. Your mic isn't in 60 FPS yet. Now it's quiet but better. Okay, see, I'm improving matters. I'll turn it back up again. It's too quiet. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. It's gonna happen. It's on stream. I'm gonna kill myself on stream right now. Right now. Right now. Bets. All bets are off. All bets are off. Right now. It's happening. It's happening. Yes, right now. Okay. Okay. I just tried to open the stream again and Google crashed. It's happening. It's happening. It's frozen. I can't interact with it. Okay. Okay. I just tried to open the stream again and Google crashed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you know what? I think it's fitting to have technical issues on a Forza Motorsport stream. I'm just gonna do this, right? And I'm gonna stream from here. How about this? I think this is good. I think this is good right here. So, welcome to Forza Motorsport again. We'll gloss over that before. Let me bring up. Oh, are you sure? Are you sure it's not crashing because you're attempting to watch your own stream? Yes, because it was crashing before that, and then when I tried to watch my own stream, it got worse. So, like, yes, I'm aware. Trust me, your PC doesn't have gas in it. Now, the problem we have right now, chat, is I'm supposed to go through my old video to compare the state of the game now to what it was a year ago. But I can't fucking watch my own video now. 15 minutes into the stream, we haven't started the game. Big success. Oh, I'm gonna stop reading chat. I'm gonna stop reading chat. Right. Let me do something. I'm opening Google in the background. It's in slow motion currently. You're gonna have to wait for me.
The replay mode completely ignores.
Yep, the replay mode. Yep. We'll get to that. You just need to. I'm trying to copy a link. It's still frozen. It's not. It's now copied. Right. Oh my god, man. This fucking game. If I close this game, my PC runs fine, by the way. Like, I can't do anything other than just play the game. As long as it's open. Well, let me check something. I swear... Hold on. No. I swear to God if this is what this is. There. No. Okay, that's not the issue. Anyway, let me just... I know how to solve one issue, so I'm going to do it. Here we go. It's happening now. I bet you this won't work either, but it's worth a go. If this lags like Google, I'm finished. Hold on, here we go. Yes, it's looking good. It's looking good.
The replay mode completely ignores.
No, it's not looking good. I can't even watch the fucking video on media player. Oh wait, hang on. Oh wait, no, we're good. Okay, thank fuck for that. Okay. Oh my god, can we just restart stream? Can we pretend it never happened? Right, it never happened, okay. Music's playing in the background. The stream's gonna start real soon. I bet on it. I muted. Hello everybody. I can restart again. I will. Welcome to stream, everybody. We're going to be playing Forza Motorsport today to see if it is any better than it was a year ago when it first released. I have on screen right now a copy of my own video downloaded because I can't access Google fucking Mic's too loud. Wow, I'm so early to the stream that's just starting now. Kill yourself. I mean, don't do that. That's a bad thing. I didn't say that. So... let's have a look at my old video and compare and contrast things I said and showed then to the state of the game now. Mike is muted. Well, then let's turn the volume up and hear what I had to say.
The replay mode completely ignores all
It's
known law.
the replay mode. I'm killing myself. It's over. Your webcam is off, guys. I'm gonna end stream. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Right? Is that okay? Can we agree on that? I'll see you tomorrow. Do you know what the funny thing is? Do you know what I'm gonna do?
The replay mode.
If I hear myself say the replay mode one more time, I'm actually going to be a victim of myself. Chat. If I close the game, we can watch the video. We're going to have to watch the video first and play the game later. Are we on the same page now? Oh my god. Let's drop. I'm gonna factory reset. Ready? I'm gonna walk out of my room. I'm gonna walk back in, and it's gonna be like stream just started. Hey, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, my earphones are tangled. Sorry, I'm like really OCD, and I need to untangle them first. There we go. There we go. I couldn't accept that otherwise. Right. Good evening, chat. Welcome to stream. We're going to be playing some Forza Motorsport today to see if it is any better than it was a year ago, or indeed what aspects are better and which are worse. So on screen right now, I have a copy of my video I uploaded 1 year ago from roughly this time last year, whenever the game first released, or in early October. And we're going to take a little look through the video first to see what things I criticized back then, and we're going to see what we can say about the game in the state it's in today, in contrast to the condition it was in when I uploaded this video. So, create a Word document to track everything you said in this video. That's going to take too much effort. Let's just go. Also, the Word document exists. It's called the script.
The replay mode completely ignores all known laws of physics.
So the replay mode has been fixed, to my knowledge. I think the first time they tried to fix it, it didn't work, so a month later they actually fixed it. So there you go. Currently, it works.
Certain loading screens can completely soft lock the game.
Yeah, this is still the case. I still regularly get that, but we might see that today.
Constant crashing and incredibly poor performance on PC, even on lower graphical settings.
Yeah, I still get very inconsistent frame rate, but the crashing issues have gone, for me personally.
They removed the auction house.
Yes.
And the spectator mode.
Spectator mode got added back this update. 11 fucking months after the game came out, they said, oh yeah, you can have this really basic feature that was in like every previous game. So here you go. They added it back only now.
The majority of new cars are just copied over from Forza Horizon 5.
Still the case. Still very much the case, and they've barely added any new ones, so yes.
And yet improvements that Forza Horizon has implemented over the past 5 years are nowhere to be seen. No updated photo mode.
Yes.
No rear wheel steering.
No.
No wheel spacers.
None.
And exhaust upgrades barely affect the sound of your car.
That never changed.
You can't lock up individual wheels without ABS.
Never updated
and
that.
While they kept the drift suspension, they did not keep the drift tires.
Still didn't implement any of that.
There are drift cars in some of the trailers, and yet none to be seen in the final game.
We're a year late and they're still not in the game.
And just in case you wanted to make your own drift car, there are no drifting events.
There still aren't.
There are also drag tires, but yet again, no drag racing event.
Still no drag racing.
Cars having sexual intercourse in the menus.
Frequently.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is not only the definition of insanity, but is also
this is going to be interesting.
Behind Forza's new upgrading progression system. Some parts unlock at unreasonably high levels.
Now, this is an interesting part, because this is aged rather differently. Because they did scrap this system after much pressure. Well, I guess they didn't. At first, they lowered the level requirements, and then they made it so you could buy car points, and the abbreviation for car points. You can buy them now, which means you're just upgrading as you would in every other game. But if you're a fucking freak, you can go and level up your car to earn them if you want. If you're one of those weird motherfuckers who prowled around on Twitter back in the day going, well, actually, I like having progression in my games. All you YouTubers just complain about having to do work for once, like us average peasants. No, it was never about having progression. It was about extending the fucking game time for as long as humanly possible, and nobody fell for it. Basically nobody, anyway.
And then others unlock at levels that are so low, you begin to wonder what is the fucking point of having them locked in the first place, other than to just be an inconvenience to the player.
Imagine having to go and do a couple of laps in your car before you could put wheels on. And that's only one level. The amount of people who fucking lied, by the way, when this game came out, going, "Oh, actually, I think it's a good system. You're all exaggerating. I can get my car to level 50 in 15 minutes." No, you fucking can't. No, you motherfucking can't. It took you 2 hours. It takes you 2 hours. It never took you 15 minutes, you liar.
I have had Detroit diesels start better in -9 degrees Fahrenheit start better than this stream.
I think it's going well.
Love to see nothing's changed. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I don't know. I started stream 5 minutes ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is not the proper progression structure people have been asking for.
No.
It is a meaningless grind to artificially increase playtime with no real sense of achievement behind it.
And then when no players actually played the game and they didn't get their playtime, they were forced to remove it by being pressured into going, ah, shit, nobody actually wants to play the game and get cars because they have to drive around aimlessly for so long before they can actually make them the way they want to.
It isn't fun, it isn't challenging, it is incredibly poor game design.
Someone said, listen to how young that Shinyodd is. Brother, what the fuck?
And a complete waste of time. This is a game that's supposed to be focused on the idea of building cars yourself.
Yep.
And yet it seems to encourage you to drive cars that are practically bone stock more than anything else.
Oh, look at me spitting facts.
And doesn't let you build them the way you want unless you're prepared to drive them in circles for literal hours on end. For the remainder of this video, I will be leveling up this Toyota Supra in the background. And I'll...
Is that right? You're going to be leveling up? Oh, I was about to tab into my game to show my Supra in the loading screen that's now fully built. And it's not open because it will break everything.
Keep you updated on how I get on. The penalty system is a fucking nightmare.
Still is.
People are getting penalized after being...
I don't even think they've ever updated it. I think they just shipped it and went, fuck it. That's how penalties work. Deal with it.
Rammed by other players, while the ramming players in question aren't being penalized whatsoever. The introduction of a driver safety rating into online is a really good idea. However, people are already...
However, it means fucking nothing, because I'm pretty sure for the longest time they may have changed this in an update, but for the longest time they were just putting anyone with anyone because there were so little people playing the multiplayer that you could have like the best safety rating and still be racing against someone with the worst, because they were just trying to matchmake anyone they could.
Abusing the accessibility driving assist to allow the car to drive for them, allowing them to rack up safety score without even having to play the game. This also applies for the car.
And then they implemented like a measure, you know, people were driving by themselves. By setting up the maximum assists, they set up a measure that put a message up on screen saying like, hey, you haven't put an input in for the past 10 minutes, so you couldn't AFK grind levels. They were more focused about stopping people from AFK grinding than actually fixing the system that was grindy to begin with. It tells you where their priorities lay. It was never about being concerned about the game design. It was all about how can we extract as much game hours as humanly possible from every single player.
Leveling system. As you can see, my Supra is now driving all by itself. Oh, and my game crashed.
Oh, come on.
You cannot disable penalties in private multiplayer.
This is actually a mistake in this video. You can disable penalties, you just can't disable them on the open test track day, whatever the setting's called. You know, where you can just leave and join the lobby whenever you want. You can't disable the penalties on that, which I think is still stupid, because why can't you? But if you go to set up a circuit race or a timed race, multi-class, any of that, you can disable penalties. So small mistake, but it's still a weird decision by the devs.
Electric cars can bounce off rev limiters.
That's just fucking stupid.
Random parts of the world sometimes unload.
This can still happen to me, but I can solve the problem by pausing the game for like 30 seconds, letting everything load, and then it doesn't repeat itself. That did not work back then.
Themselves in front of the player.
It's very rare though that it happens, in fairness. I can't say it's happened to me recently, so it might be gone altogether.
The AI are more of a display in artificial incompetence than intelligence.
I will say the AI has been one of the biggest improvements from this game since the start. I've been messing around a lot with the AI every time they put out an update saying they've changed it. I've been playing about with their behaviors and seeing how they've changed, and it has definitely been a big upgrade. By no means is it perfect, but I also don't think the AI is perfect in any racing game, frankly. So I will say it's definitely a lot better. If there's any credit I'll give them, it's probably that.
They completely lack any sense
They will still do stupid things, though, like this.
of spatial awareness, literally driving themselves off the track at times, and are really slow when driving in packs. They do seem to be really fast whenever they get an open track to themselves, which is great, however often leads to one or two cars at the front of the pack breaking far away into the distance pretty much every single race.
It can still happen, but it happens a lot less.
The AI can also spawn in vehicles that are currently unavailable.
No longer the case because of car pass being over. There's a very small car pass, which I don't know if I criticize in this video or not, but I still very much feel was shit.
Meaning they are likely only being withheld from the release version of the game to add in as DLC later, despite already being finished.
I mean, it's true.
Car thumbnails look incredibly strange, with many cars having fully blacked out headlights for some reason.
That's still the case.
Some even accidentally have random
That's still there.
customizations by default, like this Alfa Romeo.
That's still
Certain
there.
wide body kits completely forget to add any kind
No
of
idea.
wheel offset. Some cars are classified very strangely, like these V8 supercars appearing in the Forza GT class.
They still haven't done anything about this. I think for an online lobby recently, they split the GT class in two by making a Forza GT2 class or something like that. And they had to they had to make a statement on social media saying they're getting rid of it because it was so unbalanced that it was pointless. So good job.
You cannot change career mode race length like you could in Forza 7.
Still
you
can't.
cannot manually adjust the dynamic weather like you also could in Forza 7.
They have implemented dynamic weather settings, but I'm going to talk about them later because they didn't. They fucked it up. They fucked it up. But they have technically implemented them. So I'll show it later.
Nor is there a free selection of online class hoppers like there was in Forza
I saw about GT4. Yes, GT4. That's what they called it. Yeah, I saw the statement. They said, like, yeah, we're going to get rid of that hopper.
7 either. Additionally, they removed nearly 500 cars from Forza Motorsport 7 and claimed it was to remove silly and non-fitting cars from the car list, such as SUVs and off-roaders. Except this is bullshit, because the majority of the cars they removed are perfectly suitable and make no sense to cut from the game. And I would not be surprised to see a handful of them reintroduced as free DLC in the future, much like Forza Horizon 5 has been doing.
I was wrong. They've added fucking nothing. They've added nothing to this game. They've just removed shit.
And speaking of DLC,
Someone said licensing reasons in chat. Brother, license the cars. Then license them. Pay money. License the cars. What do you not understand? They cheap. Oh, licensing reasons. Yeah, they cheaped out. Whoa, some defense.
the paid car pass offers the lowest amount of cars yet
They did have cars in previous games. What, like 3?
compared to any past Forza game.
They ain't got a license. Then get one. Fucking get one. Like, these are cars that have been in Forza since, like, Horizon 2. They can license them if they want. They just chose not to.
I will take a moment, however, to address some of the more positive aspects, because there still are some.
positivity. Wow.
The new physics are fun and intuitive. The selection of new wheels and smaller modifications are a nice addition. The new online is generally pretty good, and I quite like the new tracks they've added, even though the list at launch is a little small compared to previous titles.
And they have added a lot of new tracks. Well, I say a lot, a handful. And not one of them, if I'm right in saying, not one of them has been new. They've just been Forza 7 tracks reintroduced with new models. What's the fucking point? What's the point? I don't get it.
Dynamic time of day is
Interesting you praise wheel support. I didn't praise it, I said it's a big step up. We'll get to that.
good to see, and the skip lap feature in the Rivals mode is extremely useful. Wheel support appears to be a big step up from what it was before.
Yes, because what it was before was inexistent. Now it has some wheel support. That doesn't mean it's necessarily good, to be fair. I only give it a quick go for this video. You can see me literally spinning out in the background. But it's better than Forza 7's. That's not to say that it's good.
And changeable camera field of view across all platforms is excellent, even if it does slightly break the reflections on the hood camera. Oh dear.
No idea if that was fixed.
A lot of car sounds lack any kind of depth,
All the car sounds suck in this game, every single one of them.
and are simply just inaccurate to their real-world counterparts. Take a listen to this Sauber C9.
They turned out the wrong exit. They did fix that, sort of.
It sounds like a fucking 4-cylinder. The release version
I don't know if they changed it. I don't think so. Did they? I for some reason, part of me thinks that they have, but I haven't tried it since, so maybe they haven't.
of this game has far lower graphical quality available than the trailers were initially showing.
And they've never introduced this level of graphical quality. They just advertised the game, accepted pre-orders for people looking at the advertising and seeing the quality that was on offer, and they were delivered a product that never had that level of quality available to begin with, and still doesn't 1 year later.
Leading to an incredibly misleading perception of the game's visual quality to consumers. And speaking of graphical quality, glitches aside, it is completely all over the place. Under certain conditions, the game can indeed look stunning,
Rarely.
while the likes of Cockpit
Mostly looks like this. Look at that floor. The floor being illuminated by the sun while my dashboard is pitch black. Fucking love that.
view display completely nonsensical logic in regards to which areas are bright and which are not. The lighting just feels really off, and I can't quite fully wrap my head around it. You can no longer power shift.
This is a bit of a weird one, because I didn't fully understand how this worked at the time, but race transmissions just turn your car into sequential now, which I didn't quite realize at the time. And so it's kind of like the incentive to have a gearbox upgrade is to get your quick shifts in, which means you don't necessarily need a clutch.
Which is actually a good thing, but their physics changes have had the complete opposite effect to where running without clutch now actually produces faster lap time.
Yeah, not necessarily true. It really matters if you have the race gearbox installed. You can still power shift, it's just redundant with race transmission. Yes, pretty much that. You can still power shift, you just need that.
The career mode completely lacks any sort of race events for race cars.
This is not the worst game, nice negative, but okay, everyone has an opinion. Why are you having a meltdown over this? Like, yeah, it's pretty shit, and they lied to people in their marketing. And I'm right, I was more than right to criticize at the time, and more than enough people were happy with it. This isn't negativity sells bullshit. I criticized a game I was disappointed with, and people resonated with my opinion. You can disagree with it, but like, negativity sells? Fuck off.
Which I really do
It does. Of course it does. This video did fucking well. But it doesn't mean I just made things up for the video.
not understand. A significant portion of the cars in this game have absolutely no purpose in single player outside of free play.
Still true. Still true. The single player stuff, they've added in career events with monthly updates, and then they take them away again. And the rewards that you get for them become inaccessible after they remove those events after a month. So if you don't play the game for that time, you can't access the reward. I was away in Turkey for nearly a month at one point, and I missed out on any opportunity to get the reward cars in Forza Motorsport that month because of that. It's like, well, it'd be nice if they could come back up for sale or add them into the auto show maybe at the end of the month, at the end of the update, or like an update later. You know, there's no point in adding these new cars to the game, especially considering they're adding so few new cars to the game. It'd be good if there was a way to actually access them for the future, because there's no auction house. It's not like Horizon, where you can at least maybe access them someday. There's no auction house.
A lot of cars are simply missing tons of manufacturer color options that they had in previous titles for seemingly no reason.
I chalk this up to laziness. There's no real reason why cars are missing paints other than they just couldn't be bothered to implement them all.
There's no convenient way to find liveries or tunes through share codes like in Forza Horizon 5.
I believe they've said that they're going to implement share codes into Forza Motorsport, but the fact it's been out for a year and they still haven't done it makes me question why such a simple feature hasn't been just done already. I don't know what we're waiting on.
Certain menu design choices are extremely confusing, such as putting the restart option hidden underneath the quit submenu.
I think that's still the same. I know they restructured some of the menu options, like I believe the skip practice option in career is now available in the menu rather than having to enter practice and then quit. I believe they put it into the menu afterwards, which logically probably should have been the case to begin with, but it's a small detail.
This also goes for the skip practice button. I've seen a lot of players complaining that they can't skip practice purely because they don't know that this option is actually there.
Well, now they know.
The game is always online, so if you lose your internet connection, you cannot play the career mode.
Still a problem. Still a fucking problem. Huge problem, in fact.
My Supra just hit level 3, by the way. I only want a fucking spoiler upgrade, but I guess I gotta wait till level 15 for that. Car weight is shown in pounds, despite the value clearly being in kilograms.
I still have that problem. Weird.
Earning money feels somewhat pointless because cars are really cheap to buy, and then the upgrades are also free thanks to car points.
Yeah, I've never had to grind for money in this game, but then I never really have in any past motorsport games, so it's not a huge difference. It's just a weird decision to price cars differently, but not really change how the economy works.
Some wheels simply refuse to be painted the color you want them to be.
Yeah, I think that's still broken.
I've seen a lot of lower LOD models having texturing bugs, such as this clearly missing alpha channel.
Yeah, they wouldn't fix anything model related. They never have in any game.
On the rear badge of the S13.
Not surprising.
And a lot of people aren't being given their VIP or car pass rewards that are supposed to come with the £90 premium edition of the game. If you think this video is ridiculous, check out the list of known issues published by the official Forza support page. It's a fucking shambles. This game is an utter train wreck.
I wonder how long it is now if they have an up-to-date version.
What's more ridiculous is even after all this, my Supra just hit level 4. Jesus fucking Christ, how long is this going to take? But don't worry. Hear me out. They remodeled a car! But only one of them.
I think it's fucking shit.
Not only that, but I failed to mention in that video, they added a body kit to that Sylvia, and they didn't remodel it before adding the body kit, which means that in the next game that comes out, where they have confirmed they're going to remodel a bunch of old cars, including that Sylvia, it's most likely going to lose that body kit, which means they implemented it for one game, and they're going to have to get rid of it now, because it won't fit their new model, which will be much more proportionally accurate. So, that was a good use of resources and time. Thank you for that. Thank you for making the body kit without remaking the car first. What the, like, so many weird decisions, and I don't really know who signed off on half of them. But as far as I understand, there was like 1 million developers on a constant cycle working on this game. Like, they had some people in, then they swapped them out for others, and swapped them out for others, so nobody was on the same page making this, and that's why it's so incomplete feeling. I feel like there's so many different things being done in different ways by different people on the same role, the same job and task. And so no wonder it all comes out as an amalgamation of about a billion different people coming together and going, we think it should be this way, and then it comes out like nothing. Too many cooks in the kitchen? It fucking is. But they're not all there at once. They get the cook to make half the meal, then they bring in another cook to pick up where he left off. But they didn't give him the recipe. He just sort of has to work with what's there, and then he gets swapped out for another one who has to work with an even more confusing recipe. And then they swap it out 10 more times, and then they ship the final meal, and it's nothing like what it was supposed to. It's like Chinese whispers. They failed a game of Chinese whispers in game development. As a kid, I had no idea how Chinese whispers worked, so I just fuck it up on purpose. I would make a brilliant Forza developer. Trust me. So I'm gonna now open Forza Motorsport. Now that we've looked at that, I'm gonna look at some smaller details here and there, and some more general things that I don't necessarily touch on in that video because they're more general subjects. Just swapping people left and right and center. That seems to be the case, yes, from what I've heard. Funnily enough, I'm not sitting and studying this game post-release, so I don't know the ins and outs of everything, not going to claim to. But one thing I do know is that I was fucking disappointed when it came out, and it hasn't changed much for me. All I can say about it, and all I've been willing to say about it so far, is that the AI has definitely improved. Like, there's no doubt about it, which means racing generally with AI can be more interesting. For the most part, anyway. But let me touch on one of the things I mentioned a couple of minutes ago that I didn't elaborate on, and that is the dynamic weather, because this kind of frustrated me a bit. Because when I heard they were adding it, I thought, oh, okay, cool. Set up a races, you could predetermine like the way the weather changes throughout the race, and have percentage values based on the probability of those weather changes taking place. But the way they've done it is baffling and confusing, and I don't understand. It's still loading. We can't see, brother. There's nothing to see. I'm still waiting. It's okay. Just give me a minute. Takes a little while to open up, but you know what game doesn't? Forza 7 always took a long time to open too, so it's not a unique issue with this game. But no, you will get weird people who still get hell-bent on defending this. Like, because if you dare criticize Forza Motorsport, you're automatically like #1 Gran Turismo fan or something. And I could sit here and rant about Gran Turismo, how much I fucking hate Gran Turismo 7, just as much as this game. Maybe not just as much, but still quite comfortably. That game has let me down quite a lot too. It's not console war bullshit. It's just everything kind of sucks. And it's not negativity sells bullshit, as people like to call it. Yes, negativity gets clicks, and I like clicks because they give me money, and money gives me funny, you know? That's kind of how the internet works whenever you're, like, Mr. YouTube person, like I am. But that's kind of a win-win scenario for me, isn't it? Is I get to whinge and make money, and people on the internet would love that, wouldn't they? If that could be your job, you'd love it. Unfortunately, whenever I'm not doing my job, I kind of just want a fun game to play, and for the past year, I've been playing BeamNG exclusively. Because there's fucking nothing else. I enjoy playing Gran Turismo 4 and Need for Speed Underground. I played for those games this year. In fact, I did them on stream. Because those games came out fucking 20 years ago. Fuck. Burnout 3's 20th anniversary was literally like a few weeks ago. That's wild. We have Gran Turismo 4's 20th anniversary coming up soon. And do you know what? Do you know what the 20th anniversary is today? Forza Horizon 2! Horizon 2 is 10 years old today. Speaking of Forza, there you go. What do you think of that? So let me show you one of the things. I'm going to go to free play here. Yes, advanced setup, sure thing. And let's just jump in a car. You can see from my car collection, I don't play this game all that much. It's kind of just like either free cars that get gifted to you, or the only few race cars I'm actually interested in, or car pass cars I picked up for free. So not a huge collection of stuff. Usually, like in games like Forza 7, I have garages full of hundreds of cars built for specific classes and all sorts. If you want to see how many B-class cars I've built, there's one. It's an Astra. Is that B? Yeah, I built this Nissan. Wow. Is that it? Sure, no. I think that actually might be it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, no. That's what I built for B class. That's true cars. That's embarrassing. Oh, well. So, yeah, you can tell I haven't played this game all that much other than jumping in. I mean, I have a couple of high-level cars. I've got my, what's high-level? Anything? I swear, I do play this game sometimes. This is level 50 because I had to get it there to upgrade it because this was pre-update. So I grinded that car. I grinded this card level 50. Is there anything that's organically hit 50 from being used a lot? I don't think so. Maybe this Jaguar. I drive this a lot. It's fun. I like this Jaguar. That's level 50 after the update. So there you go. I'll be driving that car. So let's get in that. Let's do that. I enjoy this car. So this is what I don't get. So let me just set up a random race. Yeah, let's do Spa, full 3 laps in the afternoon. Cool. Time scale, rolling, dynamic rubber, sure thing. Now, here's the weather.
here's what they've done in the update where they changed this. So, I wanted there to be adjustable dynamic weather in this game because that's kind of the bare minimum you should expect to have dynamic weather, and it technically did before, but it was random. So you could click variable weather and it would change from one to the other at exactly the 50% point of the race. So it's very predictable in a way, but you always knew if you started dry, you would end in the wet. And indeed, there is an option for rain at end and rain at start now. So you know that at the 50% point of the race, it'll start raining or stop raining. So you can, those are fine options, nothing wrong with those. And here's all your individual options. It'll stay this weather throughout the race. But if you want to choose how it changes, what they've done is implement variable wet or variable dry. Which means race start weather, clear, cloudy, cloudy. You can choose cloudy, cloudy, or cloudy. So what if I wanted to start in the dry, and then I wanted to start raining a bit, but then the rain clears. Rain has a 60% chance of clearing up before the end. I can't do that. So you can only go from wet to wet or dry to dry, unless you choose rain at start or rain at end. You can't make it rain and stop raining, or go from light rain to heavier rain. Well, you can actually do that, but you can't start in the dry and then go from light to heavy rain. And you also can't choose the intensity of this rain. So if you want it to rain at the end, but to be a thunderstorm or just light rain, you can't choose. Why are the options grayed out? So I don't understand why you put an artificial limitation on this. Why wouldn't you just put it to variable and then let me choose clear, rain, fog, for example? Well, why not? I don't understand why you would limit that. It's so random. So it feels a bit of a weird, unnecessary limitation for no reason. It's taken away the options that should be there. Forza 7 was great for these settings. I believe in Forza 7 you could set that up if I'm right. I don't fully remember it, to be honest. It's been a while since I did any AI setup races with Forza 7 because the AI in that game is dog shit. And I only really played it with friends, messing about, which we rarely do in the wet because the wet physics in Forza 7 is a bit crap. And to be honest, I'm not very good in this game either. It's pretty much just the dry, but it's got a lower grip value. There's no actual standing water and stuff like that really to worry about. You don't really get aquaplaning in this like you do in Forza 7. It's just kind of like dry, but 80% grip, and that's it. So I don't understand really their thought, but it seems there's not a lot of care into how wet surfaces work in this so much, especially when you compare it to games like Gran Turismo, which do care about things like dry lines emerging on wet surfaces and stuff like that. So it's certainly one element that they don't do quite as well as competitors. Do you like Forza 6 weather? Did that have weather? I don't remember Forza 6 that well, to be honest. It's been a long time since I played that. Still no other racing than track. Why not some rally? I don't want Forza to have rallying. Stick to your circuit racing. Just if you can't do one thing right, don't try anything else. Don't do a Project Cars 2 and try and shoehorn fucking Rallycross in, because your physics are too dog shit to make it fun. Forza doesn't have that issue. Forza has great physics. I love the physics in this game. So the only thing keeping me playing it sometimes, hopping on, is because the cars are fun to drive. But what if I wanted to rain in the middle of a race? That's not an option. Unless I wanted to rain all the way to the end at a mysterious, undefined density of rain. So, there you go. And as for these rules here, I believe it is still the case that if I wanted to do a test drive session, custom, I still cannot turn off the penalties in a test drive session. This goes for multiplayer too. So if you want to just hop on with your friends and mess about on a track, you can't turn off penalties for some reason. I don't really understand that, but because why not? Why not? Why not just give the option for that? Rewind is forced to off in test drive. Why? Why is it forced to off? What if I want to rewind in the test drive session? Well, what does it matter? Why does that make a difference? The disqualification is forced to off. That's fine. So you can't get kicked out of the lobby for going off track too many times.
but if I wanted to turn it on, why not give me the option? All this like graying out of options you're seeing, half of them I don't understand why they even need to be grayed out. Obviously these ones it does matter because you haven't enabled your different teams and shit like that. Mandatory pit, you can't put mandatory pit stops on a timed race either. That's still something you can't do, and I kind of wish you could. Yeah, look, there you go. It's grayed out. You can't do it on a timed race. I still don't like that timed races end when the timer hits 0 and not at the finish line of the lap that it hits 0. So that's still something I don't like. Like, real racing doesn't work like that, but Forza racing always has. I think this would have been a good opportunity to change it, but they still didn't bother doing it with this game. I don't know why. It kind of gives me the same vibes as them being lazy with the things like the pit lanes exits on tracks like Daytona, which people made fun of them so much for that they actually went and changed it in a later update. So Daytona has a proper pit exit now after people pressured them to do so. My livery's disappeared. Oh, no, it's there, but red. Ah, there it is. It's white now. That's fine. So what I can do now... Oh, actually, Joe, before I shouldn't even try to transition away. We're not finished yet. Challenge Hub is something they've added in this update too. These are the 2 new cars for this month. I know you can't see them that well because the chat's on screen. I don't really have a handy way of showing it, but it's a Huracan Evo Spider and a McLaren Artura. The Evo Spider, not necessary. We didn't need another Huracan, let alone a convertible one in a track racing game. Like, why? It's a bit random, but sure. And the McLaren, no comment. I'm sure some people like it. It's not my thing personally. I think the Huracan's pretty pointless though. They have been adding some cool cars to this game. Don't get me wrong. Like I've actually enjoyed half of them. But the only problem is some of them that I have liked that they've added, I wasn't able to get because I don't want to fucking grind the career for them, and they've only just added the Challenge Hub, which is a more reasonable, in my opinion, way to unlock these new cars. They've added, since it came out, I like this little Brabham's fun. They added that. They also added this little chevron here. Love it. One of my favorite additions. Very, very fun to drive. Got a little rotary engine swapped into it. It's fun. It's fun to race against AI in the same class with a fairly stock rotary swapped version of this little chevron. Very fun, very cool. If they added much else, I think that's a car pass car. I think they added the Ginetta Junior. I've got a Greg's livery on it. Very cool. They added this Ginetta G4. Both of these very welcome, very good additions here. Love it, both of them. And so much else. This Lotus is quite cool. I like playing with these sort of 70s prototype like this. I was wondering why I just said Tour de France there. Was anyone else just looking at that thinking, why is the car called Tour de France? This is a fantastic addition. It just sounds like shit, which is unfortunate because that car's entire signature is its unique sound in the real world. And in this game, they copy and pasted the sound from a Lamborghini onto it. It is what it is, unfortunately. MX-5 Cup, very cool addition. Very much like that too. My Fanta livery. How fancy is that? How fancy. Evo 3, which has now made its way into Forza Horizon. Cool car. Not going to complain about that. Even though I don't play with road cars all that much. It is a cool car and it's unique. It's cool. It's new. This Sylvia Super Silhouette, I think, was this car pass? I think it is. Very good. Very good. Love it. Very big fan. And this car's missing a shadow for some reason. That's odd. Porsches, that was car pass, I think. This was one of those limited time rewards. I grinded the shit out of fucking career to get this car. And then I didn't really use it that much, to be honest. But from that moment on, I went, I'm not doing that again. I'm just not doing that again. There's such a big grind for a car that's not even good, honestly. But I have it, so there. If you want this car, if you're looking at this thinking, that's sick, I'm going to buy the game and drive that. You can't. It's gone forever. Forever. You can't get it. It's gone. For what purpose? For what purpose? I wanted to get my Toblerone livery on it, but like you can't have this car anymore. That's the problem I have. They've added a 1970s Renault F1 car. I didn't get it on time. And it's gone now. It's just gone forever. I can't auction house it. There's no such thing as auction house. It will come back. When? When will it come back?
none of the game is a year old, and none of the cars they've introduced have come back at any point yet. So when? You know? That's my number one frustration with how post-launch content has been handled in this game. Not to mention the fact that they really haven't added that many cars to it since release. I don't know how many exactly, but I'd be surprised if it was more than 30. And if you think Forza Horizon, obviously a much more successful franchise, and they have a lot more budget to play with, but in the first year, I'm pretty sure they added, even if you include the recycled stuff, or sorry, don't include the recycled stuff, it's got to be more than 50 new cars. And I know the car pass is involved, but then car pass is also involved in this. So like, what? So, while I like the cars they have been adding, I've only managed to grab a couple of them, and of those couple, I only really use like I use my Chevron. I like my Chevron. That's fun. That's a fun little car. And I enjoy the Ginettas. Ginettas are fun. There you go. That's what it boils down to from my personal experience. And you know what? That's fine. I can live with the ones I've got. I'm not going to be a greedy guts, but they should make it available to get them in some other... Like, if you don't... You should... Add them to the auto show after, like, 2 months. I don't know. Do something. I have no idea how really... I mean, I'll tell you how to solve it. Remove FOMO completely. Done. Add the career events permanently so people can just grind them at their own pace and get the rewards eventually. Why get rid of them? You're adding content to the single player and then removing it for what are you gaining other than forcing people to... Oh yeah, it forces people to play that month to get the car. Because they'll think, oh, if I don't do it now, I'll never get it. And that's the only way you can drive people to play this game. If you just had a good, compelling career mode, maybe people would play it anyway. But no, it's easier to cheap out and be safe and generic and then do FOMO. It's embarrassing. Every element of this game boils down to them trying to force people to play it. A good game shouldn't have to do this. It should just be spontaneous. It should be, I want to play this. What if I want to play this? So... let me show you now a clip. Hoping I can show you the actually, I probably won't be able to because with the game open, the game runs like or the PC just seems to explode. But I was playing multiplayer the other night with a friend, and we literally loaded into the session, and his car did a double front flip, and the AI of my car started reversing down the track. This game's a year old, and we can't even start a multiplayer event properly. And then when we tried to reload into the lobby, we were both invisible on each other's ends. So we couldn't see each other. Then we had to reload into it again. And only one of us was actually able to drive. Even a private multiplayer session is nearly unplayable. I wonder actually what the state of current multiplayer is. Maybe that's worth having a look at. So right now, we've got the Forza P1 series, which is your LMP1 and probably hypercar prototype stuff. Mid-engine series is the one for this month. These are featured, by the way. So this is the theme of this month. So they'll make you drive very specific mid-engine production S-Class cars for 16-minute races. Then the Spotlight series, which this month is Porsche Carrera GT. There you go. Maximum of 800 PI, which I believe is S-Class. So... that's what's going on with the feature. Now, in the spec events, they have a couple of new things. I haven't seen these before. They have ending in 3 days. For 3 more days, you can play with MX-5s for 8-minute races, nice and short. You've got a GT3 series for 16-minute races. Forza Touring Cars, which is always there. Endurance series, which I believe is new. They're 60-minute long ones, and you'll most likely disconnect from them halfway through. But, if you want to do it, then good luck. 60-minute long multi-class event. Very, very cool, I guess. Sure thing. Oh. Is that it? I thought there was going to be more. Okay, open events. There's more class events than there used to be. They used to only have 2. They used to have a low class and a high class. We could do a C-class hopper right now, couldn't we? Entry ends in 8 minutes. We could hop in there right now and see what it's like. I've barely done any multiplayer in this. Mainly because my friends don't want to play this game anymore. And so I've been playing it alone in single player. And I don't like playing with random people online because I just don't find it that fun. I'm not really like much of an online gamer. But I'm up to try it. C-Class. Try not to murder people challenge. We're in Hockenheim. I like this track too. It's a short race. So let's see how it's all working. This is first time doing multiplayer in this game in a long time. So let's see. Match request. Joining. Alright, cool. Load the track. What sort of C-Class cars do I even have? It's been a while. I think my fastest one that I've personally made, because I've actually ran some leaderboard times on Hockenheim with C-Class cars, and I think the fastest one I have personally is my Datsun 240Z, but that car is using soft slick tires for that lap time, which you probably can't use in a racing scenario because you'll burn them to death. So I'll have to drop them to mediums, and at that point I don't know if those are faster than some of my cars that are on stock tires. But then the soft slicks on average seem to be about 2 or 3 seconds faster than any stock tire compound. So I don't know. She just said something, but the game's too quiet, so I don't know what she said. They change devs every 6 months and not pay them employee benefits. Correct. Okay, so what have I got for C-Class here? My Super B's fun, but not that fast. The R31's probably my best car on stock tires. The Super is pretty good. This is my Datsun, easily my fastest, but it's on slicks that might not last. This compact shit. Oh, actually, no, my RX-7 was my fastest. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I think my RX-7 was my fastest, then I built the Datsun afterwards. The R33 sucks. Okay, so I think my best bet here in Hockenheim, very acceleration based, probably best off going in the RX-7. I reckon the RX-7 is probably the best one here. It kind of depends what tires it's on though, because it could well still be on stock tires. I think there's a chance the RX-7 was my fastest stock tire car, and then the Datsun was my fastest on slicks. I'll double check if I can. I was an Opel Kadett. The Kadet's pretty good too, to be fair. Oh, that's a big lobby. That's a huge lobby. Let me see if I can just hide chat for you real quick. That is what we're up against. 7 other people. I know C-Class is probably not the most popular class in the world, but in Forza 7, I was jumping in C-Class hoppers with 21 out of 24 people regularly. So that could either fill or drop to like 15. But that is not a good start to only have, well, it's actually now 6 other people. One of them, PTG Outlaw, is driver level 926 with a star, which means he's gone over the limit. So he's actually one. Does that mean he's 1,000, or is it? No, it doesn't mean. Is a star 1,000? I don't. It maybe is. It maybe is. 100% of the European population is playing. There's game chat. Okay, I'm muting all of the drivers. Am I muted? Fuck. Okay, good. Oh, it'd be funny if I wasn't muted. Okay. So, they are it's practice right now. So let me see. Can I upgrade my car? No. I can't upgrade my car? Okay, never mind. Okay, well, I guess we can click here. Yeah, we're on stock tires. Is that the game? Is that the play we make? Is that the play? It's a very, very fast accelerating little car, this, on a track that very much favors that. But this, even if you have like a shit accelerating car on slicks, I'm pretty sure it's still like overall faster around the lap from what I've seen. Unless you're somewhere like, I don't know, Le Mans. Maybe that's where it changes. We either take this Mazda or we swap to the Datsun. What do you say, chap? What would you say? I would join, but I've never played online, so I have to do the introduction events. Yeah, don't bother. Oh, there's people joining. Oh my god, we might actually have a session. There's a chance we'll have a session here. No slicks, no problem. I agree. This car drives perfectly fine on stock tires. It's very quick. It's actually more fun to drive, but I wanna do my best. I wanna do my best. Datsun. What we could do, there is a bit of practice left. We could swap to the Datsun and see how the tires hold up. Oh, I'm thick. Okay. Let's go with the Datsun because I think it is the fastest that I have. But we'll swap it to medium tires just to make sure we make it. The guy in the mic was talking Portuguese and he said, "Holy fuck." Oh no, something's gone wrong. They rearranged matchmaking so you're more likely to play with other players of the same rank. That split the lobbies into half of what it was before. Right, does that happen in an update? Because I remember early on they didn't do a good job of grouping you with other players of the same rank. But if they change that in an update, then that might explain the smaller lobby size. Fair enough. I don't think that's a good thing though necessarily, but you know it is what it is. 20% fuel, fine. Medium qualifying 3 laps. See. The softs, the race is only 4 laps. The softs can't. It's got 6 times tire wear. Yeah, let's do a lap on mediums to see how much they wear. Actually, we have to qualify. Do you know what? Should we just jump straight into qualifying? Fuck it. Why not? This can't go wrong. I'm sticking the softs on there. We're gonna have like a real blast here, or the tires get torn to shreds. Maybe this is the wrong call. I don't know. This could be the bad idea. I don't... 6 times tire wear seems quite excessive. So I think I might get 1 qualifying lap in before it's over. The tires are thin. Yeah, there's no tire upgrades on width on this thing, and that doesn't matter. It does not matter. It matters that they're on slicks and nothing more. Because you either upgrade the width on stock tires or you go slicks without upgrading them. And that's probably the most efficient you can be with PI. But I still think the slicks are advantageous. If you were doing like a rivals lap time where there's no wear and you just have soft tires carrying you. Still on a black screen here. It'd be a miracle if you make it to the race start. I can change tires after qualifying. It'll start me on fresh ones. I'll not be using softs because, God, I'm not doing 4 laps on them at 6 times wear. But I could probably get 2 qualifying runs. I swear to God, if the... I can't, man. Please, please. Please let me in. The best part is that this doesn't let me in. We have to wait like 15 minutes for the next race to start. I'm pretty sure. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, there's no way. There we go. Oh my God. I'm glad I didn't close the game. Right, let's just qualify. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to concentrate. I want to do a good job with this. I haven't driven this car in a while. Oh God, everyone else is here. Oh, that's bad. I don't want to get in people's way. Or catch the guy in front of me, which is looking more likely. What are you doing, buddy? Thank you for ghosting. Appreciate that. I respect you for that. You're a real one. Okay, this car's a little understeery. So I'll have to keep that in mind, because I don't want to dirty the lap time. Alright, let's just keep it clean. Got a Mazda following us. Keep it clean now. I can use all the curb that I want. He's going to draft me down the straight and get a banger lap in, isn't he? Little lock up there. Plenty of traction from those softs. Okay, the sun being quite low is making this a little hard to even see, to be honest, but we're alright. Guess who I didn't use hood camera? Nah, bro, I'm a far cam kind of guy. I actually can't see the braking line here, so I judged it just about correct. Tiny bit deep, but we're okay. This might be the only lap we get on these tires, that's why this matters right now. Okay, stabbing the throttle a bit here. I could definitely be a bit more gentle with this thing, but doing what I can. I'm pulling away from that Mazda. That's a good sign, right? It's at least someone we're faster than. Little taps the brakes to try and get it turned in. So I'm kind of struggling with that right now. Don't know what sort of diff setup I'm running on this. Oh, get a bit out of shape. Hold up for me, tires. I can see them dropping off. Okay, let's see what time that gets us. Oh, it's not that good. Hey, third actually. You know what? Fine. Yeah, the tires, let's see how much those worn down. 25% in the lap. I'm struggling to think if even mediums are going to make it 4 laps. Will mediums make it 4 laps if softs to 25% in... Yeah, I guess they might just about do it. Mediums should just about take us 4 laps.
30 seconds to restart.
Yeah, yeah. At least we got that lap in. I guess that mattered. That braking point is really difficult to judge with the sun so low. But yeah, okay, we're 4th now. We've been dropped to 4th. But on our only lap out there, I'd say it was not a bad effort. We'll see if we can get a podium out of this. Oh, okay. Alright then. I thought all anyone used was hards because they're basically the only ones you didn't have to pit at all. Well, it's only a 4-lap race, so I don't see the need for hards. I'm pretty sure that mediums will take us there. It's worth the risk, right? Depends on race length. Of course it does. Okay, then. Well, let's see. Hakone and Grand Oak are mid for fictional circuits. Absolutely correct. They're so unimaginative. They're just long, swooping corners, and that's it. Nothing else. It's the same corner over and over again in different directions. Can I change my tires okay? Am I able to change my tires? Oh my god, where am I? Okay, I'm 5th. I need to change to... Not wets. Medium. Thank you. Thank god I got there on time. Okay. We're going mediums. We're going mediums. Will your game load in time? Oh shit, don't say that. Launch countdown. Okay. My game's lagging a little bit here. Frame rate in the menu not looking top notch, to say the least. At least they implemented the ground. Yeah, it's playable, unlike the last time I tried to stream this game, where we had to actually abandon the game because I couldn't even play with you guys. You guys tried to join my lobby and I couldn't. Come on, here we go. Here we go. We're starting 5th, not 4th, not 3rd, 5th. Let's see if we get a good launch with our slicks. I don't know what the cars around us are on. Got front wheel drive and a bunch of rear wheel drives. Yeah, mostly rear wheel drives. Oh, that's a good launch. Oh my god, we're flying! I told you this thing was an acceleration god. It's fantastic. Oh, we're gonna have to run wide. We're gonna get a penalty for that, most likely. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, nice. Fantastic. Right, we just need to hope these tires hold up then, because the car itself is seeming excellent. Whoa. Tried to wash out wide into the E-type there. Alright, pulling alongside. Look at the pull this little Datsun has. It's fantastic. Right, now don't fuck up the braking zone, because I admittedly still don't really know where it is. See if we can hold him on our outs. Okay, well, one element of Forza Motorsport that hasn't gone away is that element of it. And that's the, my asshole disappearing at a sharp corner part. But luckily our little grippy Datsun was able to pull out of that no problem at all. We're going too wide with an MX-5, who's feeling like the luckiest sod alive right now, who was just gifted that position. Oh, we're going out wide. I'm going to try and keep it on the road not to get a penalty. Whoa! Okay, thank you for racing clean with me, buddy. I really appreciate that. Your other MX-5 friend was not so nice to us. Oh, a little bit of a rear end. We're alright. Don't worry about that, buddy. We have different cornering capabilities. It happens. I'm not going to block you on the outside. I'm not going to be an ass. I'm just going to stick on my line and play fair. Small nudge. It's all okay. Oh, trying to give you some space, but I need to take some apexes to make sure this thing gets round the corner. Doesn't have the best rotation in the world. Oh no, I had a bit of a twitch coming out of the corner. Ah, that's... I fear ruined our chances there, boys. I had a small twitch on the steering, and it has just dropped us right down the order, so... yeah, unfortunate. We're gonna have to have a little bit of a comeback drive now. But I think the little Datsun's capable of it, alright. I just need to be careful. Oh, no. No penalties, please. Ah. Small penalty, fair enough, I ran wide. The Lando Norris bottle job has come for me. Oh, someone's gone very deep. Oh my god, there's a lot of action ahead of me. Oh wow, I'm braking to stay out of it. But I'm going to go around the outside of all the nonsense, because the acceleration of the dance is going to bring us back into the fight. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. When do I brake? No. Oh, switch back on us again. Fair enough, I went a bit deep. Put the power down. Oh god, come on. Right, we're up to 5th again. That's where we started from. So, could be worse. Could be a lot better, though. See what sort of pace we have over the Golf in front of us, if we have any at all. I went wide, I've went wide. There's our MX-5 friend again. He also fell off after we did, evidently. I think our race is mostly with him today. Turn in. Definitely think I could build a much better car than this now. I did build this when the game first came out, so... yeah, little bugger. It was the lag. Okay, I'll take his username as gospel. That's fine, buddy. I understand. The little nudge wasn't intentional. Oh, that's a consequence of my car not turning once again. It's just a little... Oh my god. Yeah, I'm noticing a real cornering lack in this car. I may be on slicks, but everyone's out driving me on corners. I have all the acceleration. I'm pulling alongside in the straight once more. But, look at what I'm losing out on. I'm gonna get penalty. Same penalties coming for me again. Oh, it wasn't a penalty that time. Yep, not going well for me this one. Alright, see if I can salvage anything, if at all. Because I'm definitely going to be able to make some places up before the next corner. But how many? Looking like it could be 2. Depends on when I can brake. Gonna go about now. He's gonna go deep. I'm gonna go deep as well. God. Still up 1 place, I guess. Can I pull a dive off on you? Okay, you can't turn in on me while I'm on your inside, but it's okay. No hard feelings. Right in the curb. Don't go on my outside, I'm running wide. It's not... I didn't do it on purpose. Fucking hell. Yeah, being driven around the outside off by the Forza Aero MX-5. Probably unsurprising, frankly. Okay, you're on my inside now. That's fine, I'll give you some space. There we go, luckily you didn't drive into the side of us, we're all good. Got 1 more lap. I don't know if we'll be able to get higher than 8th. I could probably try and defend this, but that's kind of just defending mid, isn't it? We're kind of midfield. We just fell off. Made a big mistake at the start that really cost us. Okay, can I get up behind you again? Because you'll out-corner me, but we're coming up to the fast bit once more. No penalty there. I do have a 0.4 second penalty to be wary of. So I need a bit of a gap to whoever's behind me when we cross the line if I want to save the position. Try to force him wide, but before I put the other car onto the back of me again. I'm going to take a tighter line out of there and then get the draft on you, and I'm most likely going to out-accelerate you. Yes, I will. Going around your outside. And I'll even cut you off for good measure there, sunshine. But you're probably going to outbrake me, because all these MX-5s seem to be doing that. I'll try not to slide wide, because I don't want to hit you. I have hit you. Although, there wasn't really a lot of room for me to play with, to be fair. There's a small nudge. We're okay. I'm going to see if I can cut back on him here. Oh, the car behind was not ready for me to do that. That could have ended really badly, but luckily it didn't. He's probably going to out-corner me for the rest of this lap, unfortunately, so it's just up to me to get a bit of a gap to the car behind and hold on to 8th. I did my best, but, you know, mistake cost us there at the start. We just weren't quite able to have the pace over these much more handling-oriented cars, which, I guess has been the theme. He's going to do a little dive at the end. I'm not even going to try and defend it, because I'll probably just get rear-ended. I'm at 40 FPS going through this section, by the way. That's dreadful. For whatever reason. Can we at least hold 9th? I think we probably will. Look how much faster that MX-5 is. As soon as he got past us, he's challenging the guy ahead. So there was really no hope for this. Oh, and you've buggered it, haven't you, BMW? We'll hold 9th. Not great. Not great. Yeah, it was faster because it's equipped with the brand new customization. Yeah, I saw that advertised. I wonder why. I wonder why. Okay, well, there was 22 people at one point. I'm impressed. That's quite a lot. There's 18 now, but in this race we had 22 people. Yeah, 9th is a lot worse than I should have been doing. 143. Yeah, my lap time was a lot down on the cars up at the front. And my qualifying lap was 143 as well. So, yeah, maybe this car isn't up to scratch. Or the cars that are ahead of me are just much better cars in this class. Because MX-5 seem to be popular, alright. That's for damn sure, including the Cup car one, whatever that one's called. But Corolla 74, 141. Yeah, my lap times were not quite being pulled off too well. It's weird how long medium tires killed it. I didn't really see how much they fell off to, but like softs wouldn't have made it. If one lap on softs was 25% of their life, then 4 laps would have been 100%. They'd be dead. So, should have stuck to the R7. But the R7, I think, is slower than this. I'm pretty sure the R7 is slower than this car. That's the problem. It's weird, because when the game first came out, and there was a lot less people doing leaderboards and stuff like that, because there would have been less players than there have been a year later. But that little that's in there on the Nürburgring, I was top 100 with that thing. That wasn't too bad. But evidently, I'm still 2 seconds off your average person in multiplayer. New car build. I could do a new car build and give it another shot. But more to the point, I came here to try multiplayer, and it worked. I didn't disconnect. It didn't run like shit. It was okay. So, fair enough, the multiplayer is still good. One of the things I didn't criticize in my original video is still holding up, at least. And they have added more hoppers. I still wish they added more of them, like a Forza 7, like every single class being available. But even a C-class hopper, the lowest PI level available right now, still had a 22 people at one point there. That's not bad. You almost soft locked, though. I did almost soft lock, and currently I'm still stuck in a black screen. So... Yep. Yeah, if I wait long enough, I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure. Let me just open Discord. Is there anything important being sent to me? No. That's a Roblox character. I did not need to see a Roblox character. Do you know what I'm going to do, chat? Black screens are so unfunny. Well, look. This one just did something sparkly. Come on. Make an Evo 3, trust me. No! No, I won't do that. Black screens are used to pad out the gameplay. Bro, don't say something that believable. Oh, fuck. Do you know when the next VM stream will be? No, I don't. I do streams on the whim. I come up with them an hour before I go live. I know that next week's going to be eBay Egypts, because we're due another one of those, so we'll see then. How about Evo 5? That is not in the game, but there is a 6, and I believe the 6 is B-class stock, so that's not going to happen either. Unless we did a higher class, which is obviously on the table, but I'm not here to play multiplayer all day. I'm here to see if that worked. I'm still on a black screen. I'm going to go to the toilet, and when I come back, if it's still on a black screen, I'm killing myself on stream, televised, live. I'm putting out a whole notification. I'll be back very soon. Oh my god, the black screen ended. It ended. It worked. Chat, we're not on the black screen. It beat me. Like my father. Ah, yes. Okay. So we're still going. They should put ads on the black screens. Honestly, they should. Like, if they just had like a Pepsi advert playing while the game was loading, like, what am I gonna do? Complain? Not too long before you got back, we heard you pissing. Oh, I should have turned the gain up and just let you listen in. Anyway, so the multiplayer works. That's a good thing. You'd like to fucking think anyway. We talked about career earlier, about how I'm just pissed off about the lack of events and the ones that they do add disappear. Like, what's the one actually for this one? Let's see. So we got, these are the regular Builders Cup ones. Still only 4 championships, the way it was a year ago. And we have, well, there's a special one for this series in particular because there's a brand deal. But this is the normal one. We've got the mid-engine tour, which comes with the prize car at the end, of course. So you've got to complete 4 of these events, 4 of these events, 4 of these events. And then this one will start in 3 days. So you've got a week to do 4, week to do 4, week to do 4. Not bad. And then, but the fact you've got to wait, this forces you to log on every week. Or do all 16 races in 1 week. And you might think, well, yeah, 16 races in 1 week, that's not difficult. But that could be a full day's worth of playing the game to do these 6 races, especially if you're me and I have to sit in a black screen for about 10 minutes every time. It takes a while. It takes a while. Open class, the same, only 3 races in these ones, but there's more of them. So you got 3, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3. Boys. 18 races. That's 18 races to get to this Hurricane Spider. And I believe you get these just by doing the previous ones and unlocks the next, whereas these ones are time-based. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I didn't like it then. I still don't like it now. The challenge hub is at least one way to unlock those cars differently, but complete 10 open event races and feature multiplayer. So you've got to complete 10 races, whereas normally it would be 18. So that's a better deal. And multiplayer races are more fun than AI ones, probably. Even if you come last and bury it into the gravel, it doesn't matter as long as you finish. Complete all the open class tour is 18 versus 10. Then this one is however many it was, I've forgotten. It's still more than 10. So it's better. This incentivizes people to play multiplayer to unlock these cars, which is a good thing. You're propping up the multiplayer, making more people want to play it. Your special featured ones, like your mid-engine series and your open events, it makes people want to play it multiplayer because it's a better alternative to doing the career. So that's a good thing. But it does highlight a bigger issue, and that's that your career fucking sucks, so you've had to implement a new way of unlocking things because the career sucks so much. So, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, really. There's a bunch of reward cards here. Oh, these are just the ones for the career. We already know about those. You have 2 more weeks to complete a themed tour, then an open class tour in single player. You don't have to do both, you do one or the other. You do one or the other. See, it says or on screen. You do one or the other. So that's like, it's better, and it's a good way to incentivize people to play multiplayer. So I don't mind the challenge hub. I think it's definitely a better way of doing rewards, but they need to start including past rewards that people have missed out on as challenges as well to give you more to do. And they need to not get rid of these challenges after a month, which unfortunately I think will be the case. These will disappear and new ones will come in. It's more FOMO, so I don't fuck with that. But, like, the concept could be used well. I just don't. I fear they're not going to. So, yeah. You know, the concept could be used well, but they're not going. Is a euphemism for Forza Motorsport as a whole, to be frank. The open class single player tour is always available for the duration of a series, and after that, you can't get the car anymore. Open class single tour is always available only for the yes, it's only there for that month. The game crashed. The game crashed in the menu. I said earlier on that the game doesn't crash anymore. Hey, I can show those clips now, right? I could show those clips. Let me dig those up. Stream buffered. Well, the game closed. If I close Forza Motorsport, it crashes Discord, by the way. The game broke stream itself. Yeah. Can you repeat what you said for the past 30 seconds? Oh no, the game crashed. That was pretty much it. But yeah, it crashed my Discord as well. It always does that, so it probably crashed stream for a bit too. As long as it's working now. Here's a clip of me doing some skids with Mr. Moderator in chat, Callum. I don't think this is the right clip, but I will show you one thing in it. Here we are doing some epic jump drifts at Suzuka. We're gonna kind of fuck this one up. But more to the point, when I pull alongside, I want you to look inside his RX-7 because that's the. I'm not showing it. I'm not showing the screen. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Look, there's the drift we failed. Anyway, look inside his car. The front wheel is visible because there's no interior. So if you're curious, the Mazda RX-7 with the wide body has no interior when someone else is looking at you. But anyway, this is the clip. Chat saying we can't see. Damn, that was a minute ago. Wow, stream really did buffer. Right, you're already delayed now, just for reference. But here's how we started our multiplayer event together. Black screen loading. Yeah. So, neither of us are driving. This is still the AI. This is still the AI at this point. His AI figures it out eventually, and off he goes. Mine's still reversing. So I just want to know how that even happens. I don't even know what this is a clip of. We spawn in, and immediately he's with. So great. I'm glad to know there's collisions on in the intro sequence while the AI is driving for you. I want to show you this one. This is my handbrake jammed on at the beginning of an AI race in the Group C cars. I want to show you how the AI reacted to this information. They were taking their time slicing through the pack to make sure everyone was safe, or they just plowed through at full speed and hoped for the best. It was more the latter. What is this clip? I think this is just... Yep, it's Callum again, funnily enough. Callum can't drive, just in case anyone at home is wondering. I've got a nice little AI clip for you here. So, doing an AI race. This is lap 1. I started from the back of the grid. Here's the AI up ahead. Okay, there's 2 cars off on turn 1. Maybe they just got... Oh, there's 3 cars. Maybe they just got together. It happens in racing, you know. It is what it is. Let's just keep on driving. There's another car off on the outside. Okay, that's 4 cars going off the track now, admittedly. But it's okay. I have now have the 14th... No, there's another one going off. That's 5. There's 6. There's 7. There's a 7th car off the track. I am now 10th place. I'm now 10th place from 18. I overtook 1 car organically and 7 cars went off. That's what the AI is like in this game. This was pre-updated. They've updated it. It's a tiny bit better now. They're quicker and more consistent and they're more willing to battle you. But as far as driving off the track goes, they're fucking idiots. Live chat is behind by quite a bit. Yes, it is. You can always refresh and it should help. I got a pop-up saying, are you enjoying Forza Motorsport? Rate the game and let us know. They really want those store reviews because Forza Horizon has like tens of thousands of reviews. Forza Motorsport, it's got about 5,000 maybe. Yeah. You know how it is. This is the manual grid ordering thing baffles me because it's only available in Korea. You can't do it in free play. Okay, that's just someone's golf that isn't actually a golf yet. What about this one? This is just me causing crashes on purpose. This is just... They're really smart. But yeah, notice how the track and everything's loading. Everything's loading, everything's fine. And notice how it's also raining. Because that was before they implemented the settings to change dynamic weather and so on and so forth. Those are actually the only clips I have of this game because in the past year that's literally all I have clipped because that's how much I've played. I do enjoy a good AI race nowadays. It is a lot better than it used to be. As I've said a million times this stream, that's the one I'm trying to give them some. Can you tell? I'm trying to give them some credit. But that's it. Microsoft made bots to review the game positively. I heard accusations of that, but I'm not going to confirm or deny because I don't know. I haven't looked myself, but I heard that. I don't know the truth of it. I do know there's a lot of negative reviews, and then they are perfectly fairly earned because look at the fucking state of this. The fucking state of this shit. Yeah, well, actually, this is probably a good question to ask. Is there anything you want to ask about, you, the audience? I'm going to reboot up the game again. If there's anything you want to ask about, then I can look at, or tell me to look at. Because I'm curious to make an update video about this game, compared to my old one. And just to show people what sort of state the game's in now. And obviously I'm using the stream as a bit of a test bed to see what to look for. If there's anything you have to point out or ask about, probably do it now. Because it's the best chance I'm going to get to know a random person's opinion about something before I go and make a video. Live chat's far behind. I know it is, but you know, you can answer me whenever you hear me. You can also refresh the stream and fix it yourself. Maybe fix it. How many new cars have been added? I will go through and check before I make my video, but I don't have time now to sit and count through all that shit. I want to go through all the patch notes slowly and make notes. Is the Sauber audio fixed? We can check that. We can check that. Something in my head thinks that I've read that it has been, but I don't know. Still using models from 20 years ago should not happen. No, it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't. They have now confirmed that they will be remodeling cars, but that's for the next game installment, not this one. I refresh stream and it's even further behind. Bozo. You mean chat on stream? Chat on stream for that. I don't know how to tell you this. That means your stream is delayed. Because for me, I'm looking at live stream and chat on stream at the same time, and they are exactly the same as each other. Amazing how the new Jordan Camaro still uses the inaccurate mod. No, it doesn't. You're kidding. Is Daytona pit exit fixed? Yes, they did. They made a big deal out of that in an update like 3-4 months ago, something like that. No idea. I will check the Sauber since someone asked. I don't have a Sauber though, I don't think, so I'm gonna have to go and rent one. Buy or rent cars, and we shall see for ourselves. It'll be in Mercedes. Where are you? There we go. Yes, sir. Let's rent and see what happens. I've enjoyed the endurance class racing, but overall there's not really much that brings you to play this game over others. That is fair. That is perfectly fair. Do that just so... Nah, John, fuck it. Just put the test drive on. It'll do. Afternoon, sure, all this. I'm gonna try and set it up so it doesn't look gloomy. Because this game does look a bit miserable at times. I have not talked about the graphics today. Because I don't care about graphics enough. But the graphics are still shit. Like, come on, I can't completely ignore it. It's such a miserable... Horizon 5 is so pretty. This game's so miserable and so desaturated and so grey. It's so hard to look good. Graphics look like something that would have come out in 2016. What does that mean? Horizon 3 came out in 2016. This Project Cars... smaller dev team titles like Drive Club, and there's probably many others I could mention that are coming to mind. They all look great. This is a next gen game, and it looks like dog shit. Final boss car from the Gran Turismo 4 randomizer stream. What does that mean? When we playing Gran Turismo 4 Spec 2, that's a real track racer game right there. Alright, let's see what this car sounds like. Let me turn up the volume and have they changed or fixed the sound in any way? Let's reach for some confirmation. Here we go.
Listen out. Does it have a new sound or not? No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I'm not surprised, I'm just... Why does it sound like that, man? Good lord. Hey. Sauber Integra swap. If I recall correctly, mods reimplicate scrapped graphical features and settings and allowed the game to look like the promotional material, but I imagine it's not very well optimized. Probably not. It's probably not. But interesting that people have modded it in. That's unusual. Sauber in Forza 7 sounded better. Almost everything did in Forza 7. They still didn't sound good. So like, I don't know. I just it baffles me. Yeah, game's looking like okay in this environment. It's kind of like it's pretty much midday with a bit of cloud, so you know, no crazy shadows going on, just dead ahead sunlight above us, and it's looking okay. Not too washed out, colorful enough. So this is not too bad of a setting. Nothing fancy, just okay. Very low quality texture on that bridge for some reason. I do have my game set to medium graphic settings, by the way, because I legitimately do not think setting it higher than that even looks any better. And I've done it to try and extract extra performance from the game, and it doesn't. It does not extract extra performance from the game. I still get like 40 FPS going down the start-finish straight on Silverstone, and yet on the back straight, I'm getting 60. It's fantastically inconsistent. I play BeamNG for God's sake. I know what inconsistent FPS is. And even this game surprises me. But yeah, this sounds like dog, bro. So they didn't change that. That's one thing for sure. I would check out the spectate mode, but I don't really have anyone to join me to do that with, necessarily. Not conveniently, anyway. VTech Sauber. Take the Evo 3 for a spin and see when the rear wheels make your engine explode. Yeah, that is a bug with the Evo 3. I don't know if that was fixed. It may well be. Can we talk about the reuse of Ferrari's V12 sound? Yes, like in the Matra. That annoyed me. BeamNG is at least consistently inconsistent. That is the most backhanded compliment. But, sure. You can say that. You can say that. They did not change the sound of the Murcielago. Yeah. It's nice to see that Lucas has made so much progress on Corona Motorsport. Damn, bro. Digging up a 4.5-year-old wound there. That's wild. That is wild. Man, oh man, oh man. I'll pick up my... Oh, shit. It's locked the class automatically. That's not what I wanted. Can I... Let's go to one of the new circuits, shall we? So, they've added, in post, Yas Marina... What is that? Sebring. And... Road Atlanta. Hockenheim. And I think the last one was Daytona. Those are the new tracks they've added. So, 5 in the past year. Not bad, but every single one of those was in Forza 7. So... Yikes. I don't know, man. And there's still no Bathurst. I don't know, man. I'm not fucking with it. You have the opportunity to add anything, something new, Interlagos perhaps, something like that. You're not bothering. You don't give a shit. You don't give a damn. Can I set custom time? Yeah, that's something you can do. There we go. Let's go to 16 o'clock. And let's set this to any and leave the rest of it. I don't know why, but the game feels like you're not supposed to be there as a player if you went off map limits or have an alpha version of the game. Well, it's just because the shaders look incomplete. Yeah. They're adding... Oh yeah, they are adding Bathurst back. You're right. I completely forgot. They did announce that. They said they're adding Bathurst and Sunset Peninsula. I knew about Sunset Peninsula coming back because it was in the game files from day one. I find it weird that nobody really was talking about that, but if you opened up like the tracks folder in the game files the day it released, I saw that folder right away and went, huh, they're bringing that back. Didn't know it was over a year away though, but weird track to bring back, by the way. I loved that track growing up, but it is a bit of a weird, like, of all the tracks, why that one? Thruxton when? Is Yas Marina the modern one or after 2021? It's the new Yas Marina, new layout. So I'll give them credit for that. They did have to remake. I mean, all the tracks we've remade. Well, I forgot to mention they technically added the Nürburgring post-launch too, the full Nürburgring layout, Nordschleife. But it's controversial to call it new, shall we say. A lot of people have sort of dug up a lot of evidence that it's not quite as new of a model as they want us to believe. So, make of that what you will. I wonder if the typo is still there on Spa. I should have looked into Spa. They have a typo on one of the signs at the top of Radeon. I should look into Spa and check it. Yeah, well, okay, well, I'll take a short drive around the new Sebring. I say new, it's a few months old at this point. Any road course drives completely different than any previous game. Don't know what you mean. It's just a track to me, as far as I'm concerned. They fixed the welcome sign ages ago. Aww. Well, Weklom or whatever it was. Oh. Audio having a seizure. My games, every single update, the audio has more of a meltdown every time. That's something weird I've noticed, but there you go. We are full to the brim of fuel right now, so we're quite heavy actually, but oh, a little rotary. Look at that. Beautiful. Does the CRX still not have its side skirts? It hasn't had those since the game it was introduced in. Not a fairly understeery car, but like our Datsun from earlier. Tried like a Roblox map for a second there. It is still very plain, isn't it? Like, I've set this to 4 o'clock in the afternoon with light cloud. And what? That kind of looks like my stream on a good day, whenever the internet is running really well. Haven't kept tabs in this game because it's so bad. I have been keeping tabs because I do enjoy hopping on and driving in it sometimes because it has cars I like and the physics I like. And the AIs aren't that bad to race against nowadays. A lot better than they were at launch. So I do play it sometimes, and that's why I have been keeping tabs, and that's why I'm interested to make a follow-up video. It was sort of important today to hop on and try and play it on stream. And it hasn't necessarily been that broken, we've just had a lot of black screens. And we did have a game crash. And I did display a few features that annoy me and a few features that are still lacking. I still can't believe they only just added spectate mode. That's unbelievable. That's absolutely crazy. I'm gonna have to dig back to a load of old teaser trailers and update patch notes and whatnot to understand and get references and confirmation for things. But I'm pretty sure early on they said, oh, we'll add spectate mode soon. We just weren't quite able to finish it before release. 11 months. 11 months for it is fucking crazy. Is it just me? Boring ass game, add Family Guy to the bottom. It could really do with that. Look at this like big grey smudge we're driving on. It's not a very visually interesting game, is it? Let's go inside. I mean, the lighting logic's not that bad. Look, my footwell isn't glowing like it was in the Salber in my original video. My mirror's melting. Why is it like that? But yeah, the lighting logic in here is not as bad. Perhaps. Let me take this corner and change directions once again. Yeah, okay. I can say that that's better. I don't know if it was maybe like a car-specific thing, but that's looking a little bit more logical, the way the cockpit's lighting up. Okay.
Look at that. That's Sebring for you. Yeah, I know Sebring's not the most visually interesting circuit in the world. Oh shit. Let's just take the long route since I've missed my braking. Yeah, give me a warning for going off track. What are you going to do about it? Look at that. I took that hairpin like a champ. Yeah, where's my penalty? Go on. Go on then. Ooh, look at that. No penalty. If you go to the grid in a race on this track sometimes, you can get a really funny light bug where the exposure just gets blown out. Okay. I mean, that can happen, I guess. The interior's darker than I am. Hey. It's more contrast than there is in the overworld.
Sounds like Forza just K-swapped every single car. Almost makes me regret some GT5 car sounds.
Yeah, the car sounds are definitely not a focal point of their interest. It's not like a game like Test Drive Solar Crime where they clearly put a lot of effort into the sounds. I mean, they didn't put effort into anything else, don't get me wrong, but, you know, you can always tell when sounds were a focal point of development, and they said, yeah, let's get those right. That matters to the character of a car in a real world or a virtual environment, and it needs to be captured well. And Forza devs went, let's reuse models from 1,000 years ago and not bother making them sound correct and hope that people will continue to buy it over and over again. And guess what they didn't do? They ain't buy it. They didn't. This game flopped like hell. I guess no wonder it hasn't had that many cars added to it. They've had no budget, but it's still pretty depressing that it has not had... like, I can't say this game has had even remotely a comeback arc. Like, it just... like, after a year, you'd expect something. But all it did is re-add tracks they removed, add a very small amount of cars that were not Car Pass related, and then they've added small features like spectate mode 11 months in. And we're still waiting on tons of it. I don't know if they said they were going to add like an auction house thing. I think they said they were also going to add an auction house. Which is good, but like, is anyone going to use it? Is anyone playing this game in order to use it? I'm crying. Shinyodd gaslighting himself into believing there's a difference in this game a year after launch. I don't believe I've gaslit myself to think that. If you just joined stream, because we've done a solid 2 hours of me talking about how nothing's changed. Except for like 1 or 2 things that are minuscule in the broader picture of my overall criticisms of this game. A good comeback would have been adding 40 plus opponent cars. I mean, even if we had like a grid of 30 cars, it'd be an upgrade. Automobilista 2 is releasing an update soon that adds 48 car grids. That's sick. Where's that? This is a next-gen game. Why we still got 24 AI? What, man? The ground renders now. Yes, that is a big upgrade. The ground works. See, I was getting so pissed off. People telling me, "Oh, bro, your fucking GPU sucks." Oh, bro, you don't have an SSD. You need an SSD. And I'm like, bro, I've got a perfectly fine data GPU, but perfectly fine within the recommendations to run the game. And I was running it on minimal graphics and highest graphics, and it was making no difference. And it wasn't an SSD the whole time. And guess what? Several updates later, where they say, fixed issue with terrain not loading properly. Fixed issue with terrain not loading properly. They uploaded like 4 different patch notes that all said the same thing, and they never fully fixed it until eventually the issue went away to the extent that it was playable. That was a good 4 or 5 months in to the game, so for about half a year I couldn't play this game at all. So that's great. All those early reward cars that you can't get anymore. Yeah, I couldn't even play the game to get them. So how about that? The game is well optimized, I'll say that. I hope that's parody. I really hope that's a parody message. That you're joking. I mean, I'm getting 60 FPS down this back straight. If I look backwards, I'm getting 56 to 57. Oh, that's not the end of the world. I'm not dying to buy a NASA computer just to play a game that won't work on release. I mean, yeah. I mean, my PC is perfectly fine. I'm sitting here playing Cyberpunk on high settings and having a good 60 FPS consistent time on my SSD. If Forza fucking Motorsport running on medium or low can't load a track, That wasn't my problem. It was the fucking games, and the developers very much admit that with the amount of patch notes they've had to make saying that they're trying to fix the issue. But people were still very inclined to believe that it's all my fault that the game wasn't working at first. And yet, the game's installed on the same hard drive it was then, and look, everything is just fine. I give some credit. It gets to if it gets 60 on a 9th gen i3. Barely gets 60, but I can do it. I mean, look at me right now. My FPS. Oh, my FPS count is getting cut off. I do apologize. You actually can't see that, but it was at 49 there, coming down that straight. Why? Why was it at 49? I'm at 60 at this corner. I know you still can't see it. I'm just gonna read it out to you. 52, 50, 52 again, 49, 50. Still 50. 53. 55. 56. 58. 60. We're at 60 FPS in the corner. Let's turn the corner again. And we're dropped down to 52 again. Like, why is it so inconsistent? Wait, it's 62 for a second there. That's not even meant to happen. It's limited at 60. I don't know. I really don't. I don't. It doesn't disrupt my play. It's like I can cope, but I just don't understand why it's happening, you know? Like, depending on what direction I face the camera, the FPS is dying, because there's more objects loading that direction, because that's where most of the track is, versus that direction where I'm getting 60 FPS because there's nothing over there to render. It makes sense, but like, most games are able to just do both of these things at 60 FPS, but this one is decisive. I compared it to BeamNG earlier. BeamNG's like that. I'll be like, okay, I'm on the map border right now, 60 FPS. Oh, I'm looking at the map from a distance right now. Oh, look, 49. So, what? I hate the anti-aliasing, it looks so bad. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it now, as you said that, and it's so jaggedy. It's a very fuzzy and jaggedy looking game at the same time. They completely failed to capture this game visually. I love when a month into release you couldn't do any of the career tours without having 40 minutes of progress eviscerated. Yes, there were times where I did career races that were long. Like, you know when they did like the endurance races for the career? I did one of those and the game froze on a black screen at the end of the race. And I had to redo the fucking 40-minute race again. What makes you think I'm gonna want to do that? Am I having fun doing that? Your computer could run Forza Motorsport 4 multiple times at once, but this one is so unoptimized, it's mind-boggling. Yes, I don't understand it. I don't know. I'm glad the game runs. I'm glad it runs. Like, the fact that I'm able to see the track right now is much better than when I last played with you guys on stream. And I have been able to have fun with racing certain cars in this. So, like, I'm not saying that I, have put this game down for a year and I'm coming back to shit on it like nothing ever happened. I have been playing it for the past 6 months since the game started working again. For me, at least. And I have had fun with it. But it's a good game? Simply still no. Because they still lied and they haven't made up for any of the things they lied about. So, like... Man... You're gonna try out the GT4 Spec 2 mod? Yes, I shall. But we recently finished the Ground Turismo 4 playthrough on stream, so I probably won't be streaming it. Maybe one day in the future I'll stream it, but it's like, we only just finished GT4 like a month or two ago. So, it'll be a little bit before then. I'm glad the game runs is not a good compliment for a AAA racing game. Absolutely fucking not. It is the bare minimum. And like, if I give this game a 3 out of 10 when it came out, it's barely scraping a 5 now. And I don't think I'll ever give it higher than that because I don't think any game that failed to deliver on promises that originally delivered should be rated higher than that. There's no redemption arc in sight for this game. I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't think it's gonna happen. Can't tell if this game's better or worse than Forza 7. I'm amazed you can't tell. Because there was nothing wrong with Forza. Forza 7 had shit AI and shit career. But it had it had fun physics. Far more cars in this game. far more tracks. The multiplayer had far more hopper lobbies and everything. And the updates they did give to it were much more substantial. Flawed to all hell and back again, but I had fun. I had fun on it. Because they did things with it that made me play it in the end, you know? But this game's career is literally more of the same shit, but less of it. And in the multiplayer, well, betterly structured, in my opinion, has far less to offer. And then you've got FOMO thrown in and constantly repeating cycles, deleting content from the game, while refusing to add any real new content that's permanent or has any purpose. Physics were met in Forza 7. I'm not saying they were great, but they were fun. It was always a pure simcade game. But I nailed the physics in Forza 7. I was very happy to race competitively with friends. Forza 7 wasn't that great. It's a lot better than people give it credit for compared to what we have now. It's better than Forza 6 and 5. But no, it's not better than 4, 3, 2, or 1. Obviously it's not. They were fundamentally better at their core, all of them. But the people who genuinely think Forza 6 was a good game make me laugh. Like, think back right now, tell me what Forza 6 did better than 7. I like, genuinely, I will give you the top dollar if you can tell me anything that game did better. People swear by Forza 6 being a good game. I don't get it. I don't get it. Isn't trashing Forza Motorsport boring now? Game is good, not perfect, but it's good. Yeah, brother, you've dropped into the stream 2 hours later, while I've already gone over pretty much everything they have failed to fix in the past year. So, no, it's not a good game. It works. It works a lot better than it used to, but that's not much of a compliment a year after release. No, bro, it's just not good. They've improved it, but that's not saying much. It's still not at the standard it should have been. Or the standard they promised. Now, I'm driving around right now. I like this car. I like these physics. The game looks miserable. It's fine. What I'm playing right now is fine. I don't have what you're watching on screen. No complaints. I don't have a single complaint about what's happening here. I like this car. I mean, the engine sounds not that great, but you know, there's bigger issues in the world than how the car sounds. I'm not someone who's gonna die on that hill necessarily. So like, no. I don't have a problem with this, but there's a million other things I have problems with. Doesn't feel like you're going fast at all. I mean, it's not a particularly fast car, but I know what you mean. The sense of speed isn't super high. It's not portrayed that well. But I would argue that no Forza Motorsport game has really nailed that before, to be honest. Forza 6, if I recall correctly, didn't have microtransactions. Neither did Forza 7. Neither did Forza 7. There's no microtransactions in that. I don't think there's microtransactions in this game either. I don't think any of that's touched Forza Motorsport before. They still to make up for the lackluster launch, and if they do that, they also have the amount of years since launch to make the game feel like it is genuine content updates. I mean, I don't think the content updates are going to be very significant in this game, just because they're not going to be allocating a lot of budget to it because there's not many people playing it. And I believe there was always going to be a lot of a lower player base than Horizon, for example, so it was never going to get the same level of post-launch support. But it's going to be less than ever because a lot of people simply dropped this game after they first tried it and either refunded it or simply put it aside to never pick up again. I heard Forza 7 had microtransactions. Wrong. Wrong. Never had that shit. It had your like prize crates early on, but you paid for those with in-game money, so like they were wasteful and pointless, and they were a bad addition. People criticized them rightfully, and they removed them. But like removing them was the right call, so fair enough. I'm not really gonna diss that. I argue 6 looks better. I think 6 did look better than 7. I'll give you that. I think 7 just went too gloomy. Oh my god. Oopsies. Oh yeah, I can't rewind. Rewind disabled. Yeah, I can't even enable it. That's the thing I complained about earlier. I guess we can pit now. Let's see how the pitting works, shall we? There's a really fucking annoying pitting bug, by the way, where the car yanks the steering to the left or right, depending on where the track is. It yanks the steering to the side for some reason. whenever you exit the pits. It's actually in the patch notes for this update that they fixed it, but it still happens to me. They haven't fixed it. Would you say Horizon 1 is a poor sense of speed? I wouldn't say it's poor, but it's not anything special. I don't think it's necessarily good, it's just kind of there. Let's see if it'll do the steering thing. I'm not going to touch the controller, I'm just going to see. Is it going to yank the steering? It didn't. Okay, well that's good. But I have played this since the update, and it has happened to me once or twice still. They haven't fully fixed it. It might be a track dependent. Don't know. What was that Forza game that opened to the school shooting song? Okay, I don't know what you're on about. No idea. You're playing on PC version or console? I'm on PC. Microsoft Store version, not Steam. Microsoft Store. There were some Steam-specific issues that thankfully I was able to avoid. I believe like early on there was a lot of game crashes tied with Steam for whatever reason, which I thankfully didn't face. I mean, I've still had game crashes here and there throughout the game's life. We had one today, which was a bit random, just in the menu. But yeah, I very rarely see that happen anymore. So, and I'm sure that issue's probably long gone on Steam too. I wouldn't know. I don't own a Steam copy of the game. There's no point in me buying it twice, especially if I'm not the biggest fan of it the first time around. Needless to say. I've done 8 laps while just rambling. I enjoy driving this car. I'm sorry, okay? This isn't making very good content. It's just fun. I do like this little. I do like the physics in this game. Like, it's the only reason I'm really sitting here and I play it in my spare time. There's a jet taking off. Look at him go. They finally fixed the FPS equals faster issue. If I'm honest, they almost seem like a non-issue in the first place, just because it was worth so little time. But like, it is weird that they tied the in-game timer to like frame rates and shit like that. I don't know, man. But yeah, it'd be good to fix either way. But like, as far as I'm concerned, that's not something I would have complained about. I admittedly like how this game looks. Yeah, it looks mid in the day, but at night... Oh no, at night, there's some pretty lights. You ever seen like a night wet race in this game? If you're blasting down the final few corners of Spa in the pouring rain in the wet in this game, it is awesome. It's sick. You get some cool sense of speed from the rain droplets flying at the screen in the darkness. You don't know if you're about to drive flying off the track or not. It's great. You can absolutely have good moments in this game. I even showed little clips in my original video of me showing some sunset racing at Silverstone and all, and it was like, wow, that's really cool. The lens flares on the screen and the sun going on in the shadows everywhere. It was great. But yeah, in the day, it does look a little plain. This isn't necessarily bad. I don't have a problem with it at the moment. But like, it gets some places, especially, it gets a bit plain, and the shadows aren't really dark enough, and it makes everything look a bit little grey. Like this game has a competitive scene. Yeah, like the competitive scene really fell apart for this because everyone could not get into it. And so adding the spectate mode this late is not exactly going to help your like esports broadcast suddenly starting up again, because it should have been there when the game came out, because that was very important for them. The thing that really bothers me about this game is the fact you can't be competitive in multiplayer with any car. I hate the fact that there's meta cars. I mean, that's the case with any game, really. It's an unavoidable cruel mistress. One thing I don't like is the fact that the slick tire compounds don't affect your PI, which means you can rock up to a you know, if you whack slick tires on, race tires, it will boost your PI up a lot, obviously, but you can then change from hard to soft and you will gain like 2-3 seconds of lap time, and it won't affect your car's performance index level at all. That seems really wrong to me. That means you can go into your rivals leaderboard with soft tires and have a massive advantage over pretty much any other tire compound, and you face 0 consequences. I'll use Gran Turismo for an example. Their tire compounds do impact your performance level, which means you can't enter like a certain event with a PI restriction with certain tires on some cars because it might boost the PI level too high. That's the way it should work, in my opinion. But the slick PI is based on mediums, which makes no sense. Yes, if you go to hards, then you're eating up a little PI for nothing, and if you go to soft, you're getting free lap time. Obviously, it doesn't work in a race because softs will wear down quicker, and there's disadvantages to that, unless it's a short race. But when you're doing rivals, there's no... You're forced, pretty much forced to have slick soft tires. Which sucks, because in rivals and past games, the tire compound you choose could play an important role of whether your car is actually competitive or not. You've got to go and figure that out yourself. Some cars could be good in stock tires. Some cars might need an upgraded tire compound. Like, it really bothers me. I really wish that they did better with the tire. I like the introduction of tire compounds, don't get me wrong, and they're fun to play with in racing. And they added tire wear scaling in an update. Another thing that should have been there at launch, but they added it, and it's a good thing. They should probably add fuel consumption scaling too, is another thing I would suggest. But the tires were an important one for me. That made setting up like pit strategies and stuff like that in AI racing a lot more interesting. That is actually one other thing I'll complain about the AI on, as much as I've been nice about them today. They don't seem to suffer from tire wear in the same way the player does, which is definitely a bit frustrating, unfortunately. You know, you could be slithering around dying, and the AI will be, you know, they'll also be like, I need to pit this lap. But they will run circles around you for the rest of that lap. Another thing, the tire wear is weird because the amount of grip you have doesn't seem to drop off procedurally. It seems to drop off in intervals. And if you don't know what I mean, it's like once you hit 60% wear, you go into like light wear mode, and you lose about 10% of your grip. But then when you get to 70%, you could be on 69% wear and it's still 10% grip loss. And as soon as that 69 turns to 70, suddenly it's a 30% grip loss. And then when you get down to like 80% wear, you're talking like you've got like 30% grip left. And it happens in stages. Like if you're on 59% tire wear, you have pretty much the same amount of traction as you do at 100%. But as soon as it becomes 60, you lose a chunk. That's what I've noticed. I did the 3 introduction qualifier events online. Now I'm genuinely having fun. That's good. I do like the online in this. I should probably be playing more of it. I want to get better. Like our 9th place we had earlier, not the best. But if I practice, build some better cars, it might actually be a fun thing to do in my free time. Just sit down, build some cars, try and find one that's good. When I finally find one that I'm confident with, go online and see who I can beat with it. That's fun, and it's always been fun to do. Even though I'm not a massive online person, personally, it's fun to do. I used to do it in Forza 7 like a bunch anyway. Even though I'm not, like I say, I'm not really one to jump into a public lobby all that often. So I definitely agree. It can be fun. So you know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that everything's negative with this. You know, there are positive aspects to the game that now that it actually runs for me, as of the past number of months, it's like I can have fun on it. It's just there's so many things that I'm still very disappointed about, and it's, you know, I don't think they're ever going to be fixed, and so I'm never going to give this game a necessarily positive review. But I will play it occasionally because I do find fun elements in it, and I think that's pretty much my summary. And if I do make my video like I plan to, updating my views on the game, it's still not going to be very favourable, but it's not going to be like doom and gloom, everything sucks, the world's ending. It's going to be like, I jump on it sometimes, and that's like the best thing I can say about it, really, is that, yeah, I'll play it sometimes. There's plenty of games I will not say that about. Solar Crown, for example. That's one I ain't even gonna fucking shake a stick at. I'll play Forza Motorsport for an hour or two, but you won't see me playing fucking that kind of shit, or Car X fucking Street either. God, it's easy to be doom and gloom and negative about things, but you know, if there's positives I can give you, it's that I'd play it sometimes. I guess that's the best thing. That's the best thing I can say. If it wasn't awful at racing, I'd have a bad time. I don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm bad at racing, but you know, I stuffed up my online race earlier, and I wasn't frustrated about coming 9th. I just sort of went, nah, I could have done better. And if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have went for another race and see if I could do better. No silly cars allowed. Yeah, Tipsy's saying he's not interested in this game just because they removed a lot of the cars he likes. For reference, Tipsy would have Forza 7 with us, and he'd race us in Plymouth Furies and silly little micro cars and whatever else he'd get his hands on. That's silly in quotations by his own definition. And it would be quite fun. You know why they removed all those like SUVs and stuff and they said they don't fit the game? Fair enough, they don't. But it is fun to have those. Like the limo, you could race a limo in Forza 7. And it was just fun to have the option to. It was doing no harm being there. So I really wish that they didn't pull that whole, we're removing inappropriate cars. Because it's fun to have cars that maybe you shouldn't be track racing. And because the game's still full of cars that you should track race, like GT cars and whatever else. But to have things like a off-roading Jeep and stuff, if you set up a lobby with your friends and tell them, hey, everyone hop in this off-roading trophy truck and we're going to do a circuit race in them, that's fun. I don't think there was ever, like, there was loads of people who always went, oh, these have no purpose in this game, there's no point. But you should have just sat and tried it, because it can definitely be fun. But a lot of people were just a bit too stuck up to sort of stray away from their comfort zones of just driving the same classic car over and over again. It's a game, so why not race something you wouldn't in real life? Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not a serious hardcore racing sim, iRacing, subscription model, payments, online scores, the matter at the end of the earth. It's still like a sim kid, fun, you know. You can have some serious racing or some silly racing all in the one package, and that is a great deal, you know. P15 Motorsport doesn't really fit, but it'd be funny for 20 minutes, but it doesn't really fit. It can be funny for more than 20 minutes if you want it to be. Or, if you're not interested in it, then you just don't pick that car. And you pick other cars. So why not have it in Motorsport? I really don't see the issue. Like, in Forza 6, they had a DLC pack where they added a racing truck and an Isetta at the same time. They knew what they were doing when they added that. Because it was fun. It wasn't that serious. If they added like a Le Mans prototype and a GT car in the same DLC, it would have been the perfect balance. Here's a bit of fun, here's a bit of serious, here's a bit of everything. You know, it's hard to cater to everyone at once, obviously. You can't please everyone, as the saying goes. But just because some people whinge about this car doesn't fit, doesn't mean there aren't people who would find it entertaining if it was there. You know? The stadium trucks are fun as hell. Hell yeah, they were. This that one game with the cars in it, right? Yeah, that's the one. I'm glad you recognized it. One of the best parts of Forza Motorsport 4 is the slow car list. Yeah, a lot of people praise Forza 4 as the best game, and yet they'll be the same people to tell you that trophy trucks don't fit in Motorsport. But like Forza 4 has got like Citroen C1 starter car and shit. Is that a track car to you? God, the trophy truck like fits in more than that does. But like I agree with all of it. Add a bit of everything. Unfortunately, this game's a little stale with its cars just because they removed so many and didn't add very much new. And in my opinion, the car pass was a bit weak. Is there an advantage to playing on wheel? No, not necessarily. I mean, it's up to preference. I don't think like a wheel will make you faster, and to be honest, a lot of people who do play on wheel say that the wheel support's not that great for this. I think it's a lot better than Forza 7's, but that's not saying much. I do agree it's not up to scratch of competitors. I don't think it gives you an advantage. It's really down to preference. I mean, you could be faster on a wheel. Like, I play BeamNG on controller a lot, but when I hop on a wheel, I'm a second a lap faster on a wheel. But I still prefer to play on controller anyway. But I don't think you'll be faster on a wheel in this game, because a lot of inputs, like steering and whatnot, have a lot of linearity applied to where it's very smooth anyway. So if you're on a wheel, like the advantage you normally get of the smooth inputs isn't as extreme in this game as it would be in like a sim racer like Automobilista or Assetto Corsa or something like that. So yeah, I wouldn't say it gives you an advantage, no. But it's really down to preference. I don't necessarily think that it's the best. Callum in chat there has actually replied to you saying that it's better for drifting. And that's the thing, we were drifting the other day, I showed you some clips, I was drifting with Callum. He couldn't drift on controller at all, he was really struggling. He just hopped on the wheel and he was having a blast, he loved it on wheel. I stayed on controller and I was fine, I was happy enough on controller. It goes to show that it's really down to preference. So he much preferred the wheel, I was cool on controller. That's what it boils down to. None of us were necessarily better than each other on different modes of hardware. I love silly cars in racing games. Absolutely, yes. I mean, they're fun, right? It's not what you're going to drive all the time, but having the option is what makes it entertaining. And that's kind of what you just want from a video game at the end of the day. So, I mean, games like Gran Turismo and Forza 4, as I said, are iconic for their car lists, and they have a bit of everything. So the fact that this game's kind of... It's full of very, very sensible performance only and track racing cars makes sense, sure, but I wish there was just a little bit of fun sprinkled in, even if it was in the form of a BMW Isetta bubble car and a racing truck. That just, why not have them? And I think it does no harm. I mean, it did have to ban some cars from the online in Forza 7 to stop it with ramming, stuff like the limo and most heavy cars like the Honda Odyssey and stuff like that. And I guess I could see why you might feel the need to do that, but the simple answer to that is give people the tools to be able to make custom public lobbies and create like blacklists of whatever cars they don't want to be able to be used. I think that's how you should do it. But unfortunately, Forza seem to be allergic of custom public lobbies. Gran Turismo 7 does do them, but they don't seem very active. They seem quite dead. Maybe it is just a thing of the past. I don't know. Because I loved them on Forza 4. I played them so much, making my own and getting people to join them, or joining other people's. But yeah, to be fair, looking at Gran Turismo 7, I don't see them getting used that much, unfortunately. So maybe people just want the streamlined, simple experience of just, I join Hopper, I do the Hopper, rather than browsing for a cruise and chill meetup drag racing lobby or something like that. I don't know. They banned the Odyssey instead of banning the heavier Rolls Royce. Yeah, they pretty much just they stereotyped, they generic the SUVs together and said these are fat, must ban them. I don't agree with that shit. But at least it was only in public lobbies, so private ones were fine. But public custom lobbies should have been the way to go. I wish we had an event lab-esque mode for a Forza Motorsport game, but it's probably never happening. Yeah, if Forza Motorsport had like a build your own racetrack thing going on about it, it would be crazy hard to implement. But if they did, it would be popular. It'd be popular, alright. I miss open track days. People, in the replies to half of the Forza Motorsport social media account posts, literally half the people are going, bring back custom track day lobbies. I don't know why they got rid of them. They were always so popular in Forza 7. They were full of people just lap timing, drifting, doing all things. Because some people just want to go and drive around the track like I'm doing now, but see someone in an F1 car doing the same thing as them. Like, it is kind of fun to have that little community aspect of having other players with you at all times while you just do whatever you want. So I don't know. I don't know why they got rid of them. I see no benefit to removing such a nice little feature that I've met people and befriended people on public track day sessions because you're just driving around. Next thing you know, someone's coming up to race you, and you have a good time. I feel like there's a really good social aspect to the track day lobbies that Forza 7 granted that we've very sadly lost now. So I really, really wish that those would come back, but unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do it. And if they do it, it might be a bit too late. Did they add the Crown Vic to this mess of a game? Yes, I think the Crown Vic may be there. Maybe. It's hard to tell. They removed like 300 vehicles from Forza 7, and I know it was in Forza 7. It could have been one of the 300. Who knows? That's hard to... 300 cars removed. That's insane. It's so depressing to think about. Because it'll never get those 300 cars back. Never in its life. Oh well. What can we do at this point? I'll tell you what I can do. Roll this bitch. Well, that didn't work. But I did do 16 whole fucking laps, so it's about time I stopped driving this car in circles. Oh god, I've been sitting driving it for like half an hour. It's fun, but, you know. I get it. I get it. You're probably bored now. You want me to end stream, and that's fair. And I probably will, because I've been rambling for ages now. I pretty much just wanted to gather a lot of people's views and opinions and feelings about the game, to use that to help me make this video. I guess I now have some people's views and thoughts. But I don't know, I'm still kind of just lost, because I know I'm going to pick through the patch notes and read and do all sorts of stuff to make sure I know what has changed, and put forward all those points in the video where necessary if I feel like they're worth mentioning. But there's so much that hasn't changed that I almost feel like there's not that much to say. You know, not enough substantial things have changed anyway to really change my overall opinion on the game that much. My summary is, it's alright, but it took a year to become alright. I guess it's at the point where it's alright. Sure. I mean, but it's alright perhaps as from like if you were like standing from a distance looking at it as just like an object and thinking, yeah, I guess that's alright. It could be a lot better, but yeah, I guess it runs. The AI is not bad. Multiplayer's okay. Looks okay-ish. It's like, it's all enough to think, oh, that's a good 6 out of 10. It's just like it'll do. I might play that sometimes. But when you put it in the context of other Forza Motorsport titles and the reputation around Forza in general, you look at it in a slightly different light and you think, well, there really should be a higher standard applied here. And because you're not seeing that higher standard applied, it makes you want to be more negative about it, which I don't think is inherently unfair. Because I think it almost deserves that extra level of criticism, because it built itself on a plane of having a high standard, of being one of Microsoft's top IPs, and then not delivering. Especially when there's a lot of marketing that didn't live up to the standards of the final product and whatnot, you have to think it's fairly justified to hold the game to a slightly higher critical standard than you would of most other products that mightn't have the same level of pizzazz around the marketing and whatnot about the quality of the game. Do you think it's worth buying in its current state? If it was like 20 quid and you just like the idea of racing around some cars and playing with other people online, then sure, I guess it does the job, right? It's a track racing game, and if your PC's good, you'll run it fine. So, like, yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it for full price at all, because you're not getting £80 worth of game, which is what I paid for this. You're not getting that. I don't think it's ever offered that. Or ever will, but I think it's probably discounted by now, right? It has to be. For the amount of time we waited in game for the game to come out with updates, it is still awful, everything considered. I think one of the things that pissed me off the most when I made my video was there was actually people in the comments going, oh bro, you're literally criticizing an early access game, all these bugs will be gone with the final release. Context being, it was early access for 5 days if you bought Ultimate Edition. People were like, oh, you're criticizing early access. No, buddy. That's the final version of the game. Let me get that straight. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? Much to my shock and surprise, it took 2 whole weeks for the first patch to come out, and it fixed like 3 small things. It was like, oh, performance improvement, and I saw no performance improvement. So, like, it was one of those where it was just people really reaching to defend it in ways that just wasn't warranted at all. And here we are a year later, and it hasn't really changed beyond that point. Which is wild to me. The whole basis of Built from the Ground Up was a lie. I'm not even going to get into that. There's so much fucking ways you can quote things the developer said that sound like they're promising something that didn't end up being the case. Built from the Ground Up wasn't a lie in its original marketing context, but it's a really stupid tagline and deserved to be meme hard. Yeah, it's a stupid tagline, but I believe they were saying it in context to things like the game engine and the tracks. And to be fair, saying about the game engine is a bit of a stretch, but the tracks, for the most part, does seem to be the case. Stuff like the Nürburgring is very much up for debate from evidence that the community has put forward, and it's certainly interesting to look into, and I probably will touch upon that in the video because I think it's valid to mention. The game is slightly improved, but the fact that it turned to light just numerous occasions and the absolute horrendous state the game released in has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'll probably never leave. I agree. I couldn't have said it better. It's like, yeah, there are improvements happening, and there are more due to come that they have promised, and I'm sure they will come, but it's too little too late, and it's not enough to compensate. Like, you need to be doing double that, and they simply can't afford to put the amount of man hours into
making it double, because they're not going to get a return financially anymore, because the reputation has been set in stone of this game. And of course, YouTube videos like mine very much had a lot to do with people's public perception of the game, because I saw my video getting ripped and re-uploaded to multiple websites and reposted as TikToks and YouTube Shorts and all sorts of things. A lot of people went to my video, because my video was very much short and straight to the point. I didn't dilly-dally around mentioning a thousand things that don't matter. I just simply said, here's the problems I have. Bang, 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 end of video. So it was sort of used as a benchmark for people to portray the problems that the game had. So I've had a lot of hate directed towards me for my criticisms of this game, which I think is fairly unjustified, because I think my criticisms have been justified. As someone who's been a long-time Forza Motorsport franchise fan, it's not like I have some sort of weird agenda to smear this game. I was just very disappointed in it. I'm literally one of the only people on this earth who'll sit and tell you with a straight face, I like Forza 7. And yet this game still I couldn't say a nice thing about. Very few at the time. Did they ever fix the colors? Yes, black was really washed out early on. They have fixed a lot of the shading around colors on paintwork. They did actually improve that. And they also, what they also did was, let me see if I can show you this. A heavily criticized aspect of this game was the paint room, because it was so dark you couldn't tell fucking anything that was going on, and it didn't look like the car. Look at this. This is the default paint room. All these really exaggerated reflections and everything. But what you can do now is go to lighting options and change it. Now you can see it under different lighting conditions, which is pretty cool. Like that, this was a nice addition and very useful for people who want to paint. You can see it under different lighting conditions. So, nice addition into the paint area. That was a much needed thing. Actually, let me check one thing right now. Let me go to my McLaren. I used this car as an example in the video for a car that I couldn't change the color of the wheels on. So I want to see if I can do that now.
Yeah, it's still $70 for the base edition on Steam. Guess I'll be sticking with beams and nuking my PC with mods.
Yeah, bro, just buy a set of Corsa for like £3. It's far from a perfect game too, as much as people will want to lead you to believe it's amazing. But, oh, they fixed, yes! They did fix wheel painting. Okay, the cars that have broken wheels paintable. Look at that one, red wheels, it looks cool, I like that. There you go. But yeah, no, like, literally there's so many better options out there at the moment, man. Still today. It's £30 on CD keys. That's getting more worth it. But I'm still not sure if I would say that that's like, I don't know, £30. Unless you think you'll really play it, I still probably wouldn't recommend it. If you're just looking to try it out, it's probably not worth £30. I appreciate the fact you have your own opinion, not just saying what other creators said, which you mentioned already. I apologize if I came across as aggressive. Hey, don't worry. Don't worry, it's okay. Everyone has their moments. Everyone has strong opinions on everything. Likewise, I will. If someone's rude to me, I'm very rude back to them. That's how I work. But don't worry, my friend. You're allowed to enjoy this game. Like I've said, there's very much parts that I enjoy, and I do play this in my spare time sometimes. So that's a lot more than I could say about games like Dirt 5, which are other games I have very much ripped into in the past and criticized quite heavily. So, like, it's not the end of all worlds. I'm still a Forza fan at the end of the day. I play these games, and I critique them because I'm very passionate about them. I'm just not passionate about this one because it disappointed me so much. Horizon 5 is a game that disappointed me at launch quite heavily, and I still... Actually, I don't really play it that much, but I actually think it's a good game and I would recommend it to people. I think it gets a lot of undeserved hate, Horizon 5. I think it's a lot better game than Horizon 4. Horizon 3, though, up for debate. I don't know. I still kind of prefer 3, but there's a lot of aspects of 5 does better. And you could sit and debate that all day with stuff like Horizon. But when it comes to Motorsport, this was pretty definitively the worst one for me since Forza 5. And that it really left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm not surprised that I've become the target of a lot of hate over sharing my opinion about the game quite passionately. But, like, hey, am I really gonna complain? It's just like, I'll just play another game then, and I've been playing BeamNG all year. But I do jump on this occasionally, so it's cool. I mind playing Horizon 5 for the first week and then ditching it. Yeah, like right now the Toyota Chaser is available on Horizon 5. I fucking love that car. That's sick.
and I still haven't opened the game to get it just because I'm not interested. But when Horizon 6 comes out, hell yeah, I'll be playing with all those cars. So I guess, sure. I mean, I'll be playing Horizon 6 when it comes out. Of course, I'll buy that. But if they announced another Forza Motorsport game in like 2 years' time, I would probably be very apprehensive. Let's put it that way. There's an alternate universe where Forza 8 and GT7 improves on every metric over Forza Motorsport 4 and GT4. Ah, that's a wild universe you mentioned there. If only, huh? They fixed the R34 color because it was so bad at launch. Really? I didn't hear about that, but sure, interesting. Just Devon gave up on this game, and subsequently YouTube. Yeah, I did see that. He retired from YouTube. He made a lot of Forza content, but he also did Gran Turismo and stuff. But like, yeah, I can't really blame him for not feeling that interested in this. You'd buy the new Forza Motorsport game and spill the beans for us. See, that's the thing. I would, right? I would buy it because I know that if it was bad, I'd make a YouTube video rinsing it and I'd make the money back. So like for me, it's not a big deal. But for your average person, that 80 quid could really matter in your household. So like, I would rather you were able to come to a conclusion watching someone else's review rather than finding out yourself that you're disappointed. Because for me, if I don't like a game, I can make a video and make the money back. It's just that's how it works when you're in my job space, shall we say. It annoys me that no other track racer really has the car customization and fun while retaining a good career and still being a sim kid. See, you might think that's a very simple checklist, and I agree, but then the fact nobody's pulled it off almost makes you realize that it must be difficult somehow. I think everything should go back to PS2 graphical quality, personally, so the games can be made a lot faster, and that means if you can take your time to make a game, it'll be like 3 times the product, because we have the hardware to run it now. Just like, there was nothing wrong with the graphical quality of a game like Juice 2, so just make a Juice 2, but slightly more SimCady and more cars in it, and then won't that be fun? Would that not be a hit today? I bet you it still wouldn't be, because people are never happy, but like, I don't know. I look at the games coming out and I think, how hard can it be to have just one racing game that just hits the nail on the head in at least one area, and I can go, huh, damn, actually, do you know what? I like that. Because like this year, or in the past, okay, for the past 2 years, like, of all the games that have come out, I haven't really enjoyed this. I was playing the Cream Motorfest recently for the first time, and like, it's okay. Like, I've nothing to say. It's just like, it's okay. You know, EA Sports WRC, I thought that was okay, but just okay. So I don't know why there hasn't even been one game to do something that's blown me away. I'm not even gonna lie, even indie racing games haven't been blowing me away. I mean, we're not gonna talk about Car X Street, but like, they had the Night Runners prologue, and it's like, yeah, that's all right. There's nothing. I don't really have anything bad to say, but I'm not captivated. I'm not like waking up in the morning going, oh, I gotta boot that up. I hear The Crew 2 went on sale for $1. Yes, there was that many people playing that it crashed their servers. So, wild. Definitely worth it for $1 though. That game can be fun if you've got the right people to play it with. EAWRC is pretty good in my opinion. I like it. For me, it's like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's just like, yeah, it's good. It's not, like, physics aren't amazing. Visually, it's not a very pretty looking game, but it's got good content in it. And it ran pretty bug-free for me from launch, which is a compliment nowadays. It wasn't the same for... There was a lot of people who had very big stuttering issues that weren't fixed for like a good month or two. But I was fine. I had a perfectly smooth and fun launch with it, and then I just set it back down and went, okay, that was good, I guess. It's like nothing wrong with it. It's just nothing that didn't blow me away. Like when Dirt Rally 2.0 came out, and I went, wow, bang, I can't believe they've improved off the first one. That was fantastic. Like, Super Street the game. We don't talk about that. That was a while ago. We don't talk about that one. That one's Team 6. That one's special. Speaking of indies, have you tried Golden Lap? I've watched a friend showing me their gameplay, and it looks fun, but it's not my kind of game. It looks fun though. Wasn't there a JDM Drift game that came out recently? The prologue for JDM Drift Master is out, and I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet. I did play the early demo on stream, and I complimented it quite a lot. I was like, damn, this feels really fun. But there's been sort of mixed reactions to the prologue. A lot of people saying they don't like the handling, but I don't know. I don't really understand that.
I thought it was quite fun. So unless they've changed it, then who knows? But I'll give it a go myself at some point. I'll wait for the main game to come out before I like probably stream it again, because I probably am interested in playing it. It's a single player, story driven, like JDM Japan based racing game. So like cool. I like that's it's kind of like Need for Speed Underground 2 kind of feels about it, but it's a much better setting. I don't really want the crew 2. It still has microtransactions. I know, you probably don't want to support a game like that has stuff like that in it, but for like a pound, you're really not losing anything. Just go play with it and don't buy the microtransactions. At least they confirmed there'll be an offline patch for it, so you will retain ownership of it. It's not that bad of a game. Like, I've never bought microtransactions in the crew 2, and I had fun with it. It's nowhere near as good as the first game, but like, there's enough for $1. Bro, it's good. It's good for $1. Of course it is. Handling is fine, but I think I could do some improvements on wheel. Fair enough. I never played it on a wheel, so there you go. I always thought it was a bit more arcadey though, so I didn't expect it to be good on a wheel. I never really play arcade games on a wheel ever, so I don't really consider that when I'm reviewing a game like that. Maybe I should, but I just don't. I thought it was fun. Handling was good too. You can feel the weight and inertia of the car. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want, right? And I like that too. But yeah, I can't really think of that much else has come out other than your usual stuff like Solar Crown, which was a disaster. Actually, it was probably Solar Crown, I think, had an even bigger backlash than Forza Motorsport. Because it's not that people thought the game wasn't good, it's that they couldn't fucking play it at all. At least some people could play Forza Motorsport at launch. It's just unbelievable how bad that launch was. I was receiving comments going, "Oh, guys, he hasn't uploaded in like 11 months, but just you wait, he's gonna drop the Solar Crown video." And I easily could have, but like if I bought the game to make the video, well, I wouldn't have been able to play it to criticize it. So like, what? You know what I mean? It wasn't even an option for me to do that. EAWC definitely has signs of being Dirt Rally 3 earlier in development, especially the fictional rallies, the Corsica having such thin roads compared to other real rallies. I mean, no comment, I guess. It's fun. It's a fun game, but it's nothing really special. It's just, it is what it is. GT4 Spec 2 has been the best racing game released this year by far. It probably actually is. Do you know what? Simple NG will be. Discord link in description. I think we're only 4 members away from 3,500 people. Simple NG gonna be this. We got. Hey, if AAA people ain't got you covered, we do. We've got our 60 car pack for BeamNG coming out, and we're gonna have our multiplayer servers, and we are bug checking constantly. They will be perfect when they come out. Well, nearly perfect. We can't assure. Then they come out and it'll be fun, and we'll play, and there'll be cars with customization, the unique cars with good models. How great is that? It just took us a long time to fucking make it, nearly 2 years, because only 2 people have made it. So, wait do you see that? When Simple NG career mode? Dude, I wish. Will Simple NG actually release this year, though? Yes. Yes, it will. We've got 3 months, and we've got 4 cars to add. Is it 4? 7? 8? Yeah, we have 4 cars to add. Because we're about to reveal one, like, tomorrow. So, yeah, like, of course we'll get it done. We have a lot of work to do to older cars that we've already revealed. But, like, that's nowhere near as much work as adding a whole new car. So, like, on average, we've been adding about 3 to 4 cars a month. So, literally, in, like, a month or 2, we will have the full car list ready, and we'll just be polishing things. So, yeah, it'll be out this year. It'll absolutely be out this year. I know we delayed. It was supposed to be summer at first, but then we had a lot of changes and how we were managing things and our goals and all sorts of stuff. So it did drag on the release date much further back than we wanted, but you're getting a much better product for it. That's the main thing. Got to enslave people to help you. We would like to have people helping us, but it's going to take more time to teach someone how to do things our way than to just do it our way in the first place. That's our problem, I guess. Can you add a settings page where you can turn on J-Beam? Bro, I think you misunderstand the point. We're not doing crash models because we have 3 cars right now, not 55. That's the fucking point. We can't just turn that on. So people who come and say, "Oh, can you add interiors to the cars?" Yeah, we could. We'd have about 15, not 50.
Because the whole point is we've simplified and streamlined not only the way the games work in game for better performance, but also the development process so we can make them quick, so we can actually make cars in a couple of days, not a couple of months or weeks if you were really optimal. The BeamNG modders who make like lore friendly stuff sit there and spend so much time modeling out every single little detail and putting complicated J-beam, and the end result, it takes so much effort to produce. We can put out a car in a couple of days if we were really motivated and working hard. That's a huge difference. But our cars, the only sacrifice you get is you don't get a first-person camera, and it doesn't go scrunchy when you crash. So, like, yeah, we would be releasing in years' time if you wanted this scale of a project with that level of detail. It's just not possible unless we had a whole dev team behind us. And no, we don't. So, So you're saying a PC with a second-gen i3? No, you have to be able to run BeamNG in the first place to be able to drive these. I'd like internal car damage. No, we disabled that because we don't want the radiators exploding. We just want people to have fun. A more arcadey experience in a game that has fun physics, you know? What's your experience with texturing models? I do all the texturing work myself on all of our cars, so while there's like some cars that admittedly aren't perfect, there's some cars that I think I pulled off pretty well. It's like I do my best. What can I say? You know, like right now, the only thing left to do on our new car is the taillights textures because they're quite complicated and I'm procrastinating because I fucking hate it. But I'm sure the end result will be fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not a professional. What texturing software do you use? Well, we do all of our work in Blender. We do everything in Blender. Worth waiting for a better game, of course. Yeah, everything's worth waiting for as long as it's reasonable. The GTA 6 is going to get delayed. We know it will. It'll be fine, guys. We'll manage. Assetto Corsa 2, or Assetto Corsa Evo as it's called, has announced a delay yesterday. It's coming out next. They say January next year, which I didn't even know it was supposed to come out this year originally, but January next year for the next Assetto Corsa. So materials then? Well, we make images in Photoshop or other paint programs, and then we unwrap them onto the model in Blender, and then we set up all the materials in Blender and in Beam, and then you pretty much just slap a normal map on, then you tinker the settings in the BeamNG World Editor, and then you sign it off by making it all glow and light up with the right functions for brake lights and reverse and all that sort of stuff. It takes a while to set it all up, but like, if the end result looks like it does in the real car, that's all that matters, right? I suppose for cars that don't deform, it probably messes something up and internals become fragile as hell. Not necessarily, no. Like, all of our cars for a long time still had bursting radiators and front end collisions and whatnot. It was just we disabled that because it's more fun to not have to reset your car after every crash. Like, you truly need to experience BeamNG, where you can slam your car into a wall and then just drive off again. It is a weird experience compared to what you're used to with vanilla. But it's fun, because you can just drive like an idiot, and it doesn't matter. There's something very fun and arcadey and silly about it. You'll be playing Beam in a whole new way with our pack. And it's been weird for us to adjust to at first, but now it's weird for me to play with vanilla Beam cars because they don't drive the same as ours, they don't sound the same, they don't behave the same. And then if I fuck up, if I clip a curb while turning, I've got to reset the car or else it doesn't drive in a straight line. I'm not used to that anymore. I'm used to having the arcade fun with more simulation feeling physics. It's a nice little middle ground where you can mess about, but the cars feel real. It's great. I love it. It'll make close racing a lot more fun. Yes, because if you have desync in BeamNP like multiplayer with another car you're racing beside, and a little bit of bodywork gets snagged, it can like rip a tire or something. It'll just ruin the race for you with a tiny bit of desync. With our cars, it's free real estate. You can bang off each other all you want, and it's fine. Are you recognized by the devs yet? They won't want to associate with us purely because we're working with licensed content, which is, you know, understandable. That's why we can't go on the repo and things like that. So we'll be hosting the mod on our own website. So So yeah. What gen of NASCARs did you add? Whatever the 2007 cars count as is what we have, but they won't be there at release. We're gonna postpone them a little bit, because we really need to rework them heavily. But yeah, we have 2007 NASCARs. All of them but Toyota, as far as I know. That's what we're working with. But we haven't touched that car in like ages. It's like months old. We'll get to it. It's such an extensive tuning system and it remaining simple. I mean, our tuning system, if anything, isn't extensive performance-wise. It's just a bunch of presets to choose from, just to keep things as simple as possible. 2007 cars were for the car of tomorrow, though. Well, they are 2007 cars. They're from Forza Motorsport 3. All three models are taken from Forza Motorsport 3. Which came out in 2009, I think, and they had 07 stock cars in it. So yeah, that's what we're working with. Why don't they build cars like Simple G in real life? Be much better for safety. Exactly, when you crash, they sponge and absorb the impact, and then they take no damage. It's genius, actually. Real life should use squishy J beams. You know. Every single car should look like the Yaris on my intro screen. If everyone had a squishy Yaris, the world would be a better place. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, you know? I imagine the balancing and tuning of the cars to get them to drive nicely and appropriately takes a long time too. Yes, there's a hell of a lot of fine tuning has to go into it. Like stuff like tire properties are just a copy and paste job from our other cars. But when you actually gotta sit and get the weight right and get it handling correctly, and then you have to balance them, as you said, we have like racing classes, so you need to not have an overpowered car. Right now, our Dodge Daytona is about 4 seconds a lap faster than every other car in its class just because of how much torque it has. It's got the same power to weight, the same tires, everything, but it's got so much fucking torque that we're gonna have to nerf the power in the homologated spec. It's all that has to be tested, and it takes all time to do. And while you're testing old cars, you've got to be working on new ones, and you've got to update old ones, and then new ones get pushed back. And then if you don't put a new car out in 3 weeks, someone goes, "Well, is this project dead yet? Is it dead? Has this been cancelled?" And you're going, "No, we're just taking our time. Please leave us alone." No, everyone's been very friendly. I'm rambling about BeamNG and a Forza stream. I apologize. The link to our Discord's in the description. We will be putting out a new very cool car that nobody will see coming. Probably tomorrow. If I can get those light textures done tonight, I'll have it out tomorrow. We recorded like custom engine sounds and everything for this one. It's brilliant. It's really good. So. That's the end of stream. We're 3 hours into this. I'm getting tired. My voice is running out. You've heard my verdict in Forza Motorsport. You may see a main channel upload in a week's time, possibly using some footage from this stream, mostly some custom footage based on whatever I'm talking about. I don't know how long the video will be or like anything. I just know I want to make an update video exactly 1 year afterwards from the previous one. So we shall see. But yeah, I get an actual main channel upload, believe it or not. So there you go. What country is the car from? Japan. It's Japan. There's a hint in the last car reveal we did, and you can read into that hint however you wish. Bollocks have missed all right. What's the consensus? Not much improvement, but it's fine-ish. That's the incredible oversimplification. The game works now is the biggest compliment I have. That's what it boils down to. Goodbye. Bye, everybody. It was fun. Even though I just drove around in circles for a bit and rambled. But, like, what else did you expect from a Forza stream? That's how it works. We'll see you later, boys. Take it easy. I don't even have music to end this stream with because I had to close all of my Google tabs due to the fact that, like, this game lags my PC to shit. The game runs fine, but then everything else crashes. So I've had no music all stream. It's probably been a bit eerie. I do apologize. It's probably, if you're watching like the VOD and you've got this far, you probably thought something was off today. That's what it was. There was no music. I'm just gonna end. I'm just gonna end it now. Alright, here we go. Watch this. Stream is ending. Let me fix my gain. There we go. Oh, turned it up too much. Now it's back down again, and I'm gonna put on a filter and turn off the filter again. That was the end of the song.